Hello, readers and digital people, and welcome back to GP Reads. Finally returning back to live dives. It took me a month to get back in the swing of it. Of course, in August, for those of you who know, my computer had a lot of issues. My router died on me, and I had to get Spectrum to give me a new router. They get me on Wi-Fi 6 now, which is great. I'm actually able to wire that in still, and it works a whole lot better. I had to update my internet drivers. There was a whole list of things I had to take care of. I didn't get it done until I think it was the end of the first week in September. So for the rest of September, I kind of just took a break from live dives. I had some other things I wanted to work on. I went ahead and I finished a manuscript. I did send that manuscript out to 8 publishers. I've heard back from one of them. They were not looking for fiction, even though they said they were looking for fiction on their site. So whatever the heck's going on there. Then as far as the others, I have not heard back from them. I also took that time to work on some projects I've been meaning to get to. I started on High Five Friends, if those of you who know. The first episode is coming out this month. Hopefully by the end of this week, next week, that's what I'm shooting for, and maybe the end of the month. There's just a lot going on right now. But I did get out the teaser. If y'all want to see High Five Friends, it is in the description of this live dive. Like I said, there's not really any episodes out yet, but there is like a teaser welcome video that kind of explains what you're going to be doing, how you're going to be finding the keys, how you're going to be trying to either save Happy or kill Happy, just depending on what you want to do with him. You'll understand why that would be a choice later on, why that would even be an option, why you would want to possibly actually take this guy out. He's not as clear-cut as he seems. That's all I will say about it. So got that coming out. I went ahead and I worked on that. I got the codex part. I got all the codes plugged in. Got all the hidden videos hidden. There's actually 4 hidden like sample videos that were already found by Peyton, because Peyton is ridiculous and was able to figure everything out like almost immediately. Congratulations on that, by the way, Peyton. That was amazing. But anyway, aside from that, I also started on an art series I'm wanting to do forever about urban legends and hauntings and alien encounters and dream monsters, Asterian Grimoire. I actually originally was not going to be a collaboration project, but I'm not the greatest at drawing, and Asteria is a really talented artist, so it was a perfect collaboration for the darker side of art. So it worked out really well. That show is actually going to be on GP Reads bi-weekly. I decided not to do it every single week, but I'll be doing it every other week. It kind of gives me more time to work on High Five Friends. It gives me more time to work on the actual dives, live dives, the Gorillas videos. I've still got 3 more of those that I would like to make before I move away from that. I don't know if I'm going to move away entirely. I still want to talk about the past of Gorillas, but as far as the new stuff, there's not enough to make any more than these 3 videos I have in mind. The next one I'm going to try to come out with this week. It's about the eyes, about the demon possessions, how you can track which monster, which spirit is in them by the color of their eyes, and explain why I am 99% sure that the demon they're facing right now in Gorillas is Pazuzu. So that's what's going to come out this week, hopefully. I'm hoping for it to come out around Thursday, if not Friday. I do have to work Friday, so I won't be able to edit it Friday, but I've still got the rest of this week, so I should be able to get that out. The second episode of Asterian Grimoire is actually coming out this week. After the live dive, I'm going to set that to premiere. It's going to come out tomorrow at 3:30. I think 3:30 seems to be the hot spot. That seems to be the prime spot for uploads. I'm also going to be working on some more umami videos. I've got a couple of those that I've already started on. I've already got the scripts done. I just need to actually make the videos. Then, of course, I'm going back to Backrooms. I'm going to be doing Backrooms dives again. I'm going to be doing the analysis, which is going to be a little bit different. Patrons will be getting an extra video with every analysis video going forward. Another thing I'm going to be doing is I want to have live dives every single Monday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. So right now, this time every week, every Monday from now on, live dives. Just period. I think it would be good to have it on a set day, because with my schedule as chaotic as it is, it's hard to fit it in anyway. So having it on a set day would really help out. One more thing I want to do. I want to have a game day for us, for the readers as a group. Now, I am going to have some private ones for the patrons, and I am going to have a snow cone party pretty soon. We're going to be playing games during that for patrons and channel members only. It'll be on YouTube, but it'll be members only. Well, actually, it's not going to be a members only link. It'll be a private link, but I'll have the members and the patrons have access to that. The other thing I was going to say is I am working on the Halloween party. I decided to actually move the DJ stream to part of the Halloween party. Same thing with user 64342's dark web package. I'm going to be moving both of those events into the Halloween party to make it an extravaganza, to really make it pop. Because usually we just play games. We're still going to play games, but we're going to have a short DJ session. We have a short DJ session, and also the opening of user 64342's dark web package. So that's going to be interesting. A couple more things. Starting with the new merch, there's going to be some new merch. It's going to be very, very high quality and cheaper for you all. I'm doing it through Printify, so the quality is really, really up there. The only thing is they do not have a storefront, so I'm going to have to sell it through Etsy or eBay. Now, I know a lot of people don't really feel great about eBay, so I'm going to have the eBay and Etsy open at the same time. You can get that through either. Oh, and one more thing about the books. When it comes to the books, all patrons and channel members will, if they order my book when it gets published, you will get a signed copy, guaranteed, as long as you're a patron or channel member. And let's say you canceled your membership the week before it came out, you'll still get it. Anyone who's a channel member, now, and there's someone that supports often will get one. So if I know there's a few that had to turn off the memberships for a while, and that's fine. I totally understand. You'll still be getting a signed copy, so there's nothing to worry about there. All right, let's see. Was there anything else before we get started? Let me think. I think that's about it. Oh yeah. I'm going to be having. I've been talking about it for a long time, but I'm finally getting around to it. There will be goals in the patrons and channel members, and we reach those goals, we'll have a private event. I want to actually go places. I would like to go to like Kentucky Kingdom or go to the mall. Just have an actual outing with all the channel members and patrons. We'll actually go out to eat, and we'll make a whole day out of it. I think that'd be really cool. So I'd like to start doing that. Maybe even, I don't know. It really depends on when we reach those goals. I'm going to set up those goals soon. We're actually really close to the first one. We're like 2 patrons away. So that'll be very soon. Like I said, I'm going to get back with you all sometime this week, and we'll talk about that. The other thing is stream goals. I do want to start stream goals. We'll start with 50 likes on this one, kind of like what we did last time. And if we reach that goal, we'll do something like I'll sing, or we'll have some kind of other party, or I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll have actual, no more peanut butter baths though. That would be like if you all got 200 likes. If you all got 200 likes on this video, so we do something like peanut butter. But for the 50 goal, it'll be something like me singing, or I'll give out a special limited edition merch or something like that. And again, I'm not going to ask for donations or anything like that, but if you do use a super thanks or a super sticker or a super chat, that will count as 5 to 10 likes, so it'll get us to the goal quicker. So if we're having trouble getting there, if we just can't seem to get to that 50 or 100 or wherever we're at, you can apply that to add on 5, 10, 15, 20 extra likes under your name to help us get there. So that's how that's going to work. All right, I think that's all the announcements now. I'm going to jump into chat and see how we're doing there real quick. Good to see you, Agnieszka, and Samantha, and King of Birds, and Roxy. Good to see you. Samantha, okay. All right, well, we'll go ahead and get started. I'm not going to delay any longer. I just wanted to go ahead and get some announcements out of the way. It's been a long time since I've done live. I'm actually feeling a little bit awkward. Like, if I'm feeling very rusty and out of practice, so bear with me. But I think it's going to be a great show. I'm really excited about this site. I think it's going to be really, really cool. So, looking forward to it. All right. Well, I don't know if the party will actually be on Halloween, Agnieszka. Like, it'll be probably a little bit before. I usually don't do it on the day, because usually I'm busy that day. More singing. Okay, that'll be the goal for this one then. If we can get this video to 50 likes, and again, the donations count. Every dollar is 2 likes. So if you donate 5, it'll count for an extra 10, so on and so forth. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll start out with 50 for this one, and I'll sing another song. I'll let you all pick the song, unless it's like something ridiculous. I'm not going to sing a song with a lot of profanities. I would like to be something a little bit more melodic, but it can be something a little harder. I can actually sing hard music a little bit easier than I can sing melodic music. So yeah, it's up to you all. But yeah, 50 is the goal. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to actually turn on some background music. Let me know if this is a little bit too loud. 7 months! Woo! Man, you're getting up there. Look at that. You got that new yellow on fire Phoenix. Thank you, Katie. Appreciate it. Says, yeehaw, much love to all of you. Super happy to be here. Slipknot. Depends on the song. There's some good Slipknot music. All right, let me know if this is too loud, because I did not have time to test this. Is it overpowering my voice? If it isn't, we'll go ahead and get started. while I'm waiting to see if that's too loud, let me go ahead and actually tweet this out real quick. Sounds good? Okay, awesome. Perfect. Alright, let me tweet it. Make sure it says the right link. I don't want to send the wrong link to everybody. It's the GVUVL, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Yeah, GVUVVG. All right. So, the big question, the question I've been asking myself for a long time, is coffee... Now, I know there are health benefits, but is coffee truly healthy, and do those benefits outweigh the negative side effects? A roasted coffee actually produces a chemical that can cause cancer. So it makes me wonder about people who drink it every day or drink it throughout the day. Are they slowly poisoning themselves? Now, you could opt for something more proficient, something a little less dangerous, such as a cold brew, and maybe those side effects would not be there. But it just makes you wonder. Makes you wonder what coffee's actually doing to us. Also, coffee addiction. Caffeine addiction is really bad. If I get addicted to caffeine, I actually cannot get going without it. So is it good to be dependent on a chemical? I don't know. I kind of just wanted to raise that question and kind of use that as the entrance into this. This actually has, I don't think it actually has anything to do with coffee. It's like an urban legend thing, which I'm actually way more excited about. But I just wanted to start with that. So let's check out the site. So I've got a tab open with all of the different assets here. We've got home, diner, cafe, blog, employees, and help. Alright, so on the main page, this is Cafe and Diner. Oh, wait a second, before we get started, real quick. Goldie, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, coffee's a little bit, true. Yeah, true. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's actually enough to kill you, because it's the same as, you know, if you go out in the sun too much, you can get skin cancer. It's healthy, but at the same time, you overdo it, but I don't know. It's a good question, though. Alright, the Cafe and Diner website. The best coffee across the country. Now serving 4 locations. Astoria, Oregon, Palm Beach, Florida, Long Island, and Long Beach, California. Alright. You know when something starts with just another typical anything, that it's not just another typical whatever it's talking about, but it says just another typical combination cafe and diner. Alright. First opened in 1992, somewhere in Long Beach, California, the cafe and diner quickly caught the eye of the local competition after the... Read up here. Why am I reading that here? I should read up here. They caught the eye of the local competition after the release of their Hotbed blend in 1993. Since then, the cafe and diner have been the front and center of the coffee trade. The first cafe would then go on to outsell the Open Doors Church and Cafe in 1997, before being shut down due to an unexpected fire, resulting in the original owner's death. The cafe would reopen 4 years later, in 2001, under the new but familiar management, with a unique and eccentric staff. The second cafe was able to outsell its larger competitor, the Lighthouse S&P. Though success came at a cost, it was no longer financially advisable for the cafe to continue on. That is, of course, until 2016, when a large influx of capital from a mysterious pair of investors once again opened the cafe for the 3rd time. Elsewhere, on the other side of the country, a barista from the first cafe franchised their own version of the cafe in Palm Beach, Florida. While the Florida cafe served the darkest coffee possible, the third cafe took root in Long Beach and germinated into a fine successor to the first and second cafe. After a series of unfortunate and unforeseeable circumstances, the remaining staff of the first and second cafe merged with the third cafe and other cafe into what is currently known as the fourth cafe. While the investors have been paid off, there are still a few debts left that the cafe must pay. So please, buy our coffee and become a patron of this fine establishment. Alright, hours are open upon request, so you have to ask for it to open. So right now they've got the they have the Long Island, New York location and the Long Beach, California location open. Right, so let's go ahead and look at the first one. Our carefully selected coffee blends. This is the Cafe and Diner Which one is this one? I don't know, it's some French, it looks like. I'm not going to say French this time. Last time I tried to pronounce French, it was not good, so. Now this here feels like some kind of code. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Notepad. I'm going to grab this, and we're going to try to decode that. So let me go ahead and just nab that. Probably going to need that. Actually, you know what? This is clickable. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Alright, so this is the part that gets me. The prices are listed out of order, which makes me think that has nothing to do with the prices, and it's actually something to do with the order. Like, there's something to 2684. See, why would it be out of order? Also, why wouldn't you get the biggest one? Because the price difference is almost nothing. I mean, look, from 2 to 4, doubling it is only $2 more. $2 more, you double your amount of coffee. And then for another $1, you add in another 2 ounces. And then for another $4, you get the 8. So actually the best deal is the 6 ounce. You should just get 2 of this. Yeah, just get 2 of the 6 ounces. And you'll be fine. That's actually really expensive for coffee, though. That is stupid expensive for coffee. Alright, so here's what it says about this particular one. This is a full roast, or a full city roast. Processed is washed. It is the Zawe Kwa blend. And it is charred brimstone in the darkest of darkness. Mysterious herbal liquors. Bright sulfur flames. Ancient crystals. Forked tongues, webbed feet, and the only light left in the darkest hours of the night. This bold medium roast is certainly a triple threat. See, they're not talking about coffee. There's no way they're talking about coffee with that. And that's a really wild symbol. So it's got your pyramid eye, like ruling class. And then it's also got like the demon horns and kind of this goat head thing. So you've got the symbolism of the occult right there. Another thing I noticed with all of it is the upside down triangle, which usually means they're practitioners of dark magic. So that's kind of a thing. And you've also got your hourglass of eternal life here, so, or time passing. So time travelers, immortal beings, it could mean anything in that realm. So I thought that was interesting. Alright, let's continue. Definitely gonna need this, and it has an 8 at the end. Yeah, there's definitely more to that. Let's grab that one as well, add that to my list. We'll decode them right after we're done looking at this page. Alright, this one is the classic dark roast coffee of the cafe and diner. Coffee is served hot, or not at all. Late nights go hand in hand with comfort food, and always watch your back. This one is 6248. This one starts out at $5 for 2 ounces, $9 for 6, or yeah, and then 7 for 4. So it's roughly the same, $2, $1, and then for the 8 it's 20. I'm thinking maybe that's not actually size of coffee, and that's maybe the size of your monster. Like the threat level of your monster, maybe, that you have to face. And again, on this one, yeah, this one's processed, washed, roast French. It's got 4 Michelin stars. But this one in particular is kind of interesting. So you've got 2 eyes. You've kind of got the eye above, which would be like the good eye, and you got the eye below, and the eye below is crying. It's almost like it was flipped on its head and kind of being suppressed. And the fact of suppressed is making it cry. There's 4 on one side, 1 on the other. I'm not sure if that part's important. But you do have, like, wings. Like it was once able to fly, or it was kind of the flagship model. At the bottom of it looks like the mast of a ship. So I'm thinking maybe this represents the flagship of the coffee. Whatever they're actually talking about when they say coffee. And again, the upside down triangle, which means they're practicing dark magic. Or involved in dark magic. Okay. Now we got this one here. Let me go ahead and grab that code. I'm just going to go straight down. This one says, deep forest pines meet exotic otherworldly flavors, a murder of crows, a fly-swarmed carcass, and in the light of a dying star. This medium brew will keep your feet planted on the ground and is certain to feed the beast within. That's interesting. That's an interesting way to word that. I'm really curious about this coffee. This one is 6842, and again, the prices are roughly the same. This one's a little bit cheaper, not much, a couple dollars. But it actually starts higher, so that's odd. It goes from 5 to 9, so there's actually almost double price increase. And then 6, again, almost double price increase. And there's only 3 on the 8, so to get the 8 is actually the best on that one. Currently not for sale online. Please come by the Long Island location to pick up. This one's processed, washed, roast city. And with this one, you've almost got like a world serpent thing going on here, where it's like wrapped around the tree. But again, it's that hourglass of time, but it's kind of leaking out of each side. So it's like broken time almost. This one also has a feather, which would like represent hunting, you know, like bow and arrow, maybe Native American legends, things like that. At least that's what it looks like to me. And then you got your crossed swords, so that's also like sword battle. This one's more like a weapon specialist, I'm thinking. And again, you've got your mast, so it's a leading party. And the upside down triangle, which means they're practicing dark magic again. Alright, and that's our locations. Now there is an archive. I've already clicked on it. And you have to have a password. You have to be a patron. I'm not going to do that today. I may become a patron later on down the road, who knows. And we'll explore that part later. But for now, that part's done. So, that's all we can do with that. Alright, I've already looked at the source code of all the pages. There wasn't really anything. They're just the images. Nothing really hidden that I could see. So, we'll skip the... As far as that goes, we'll skip all the source code. Alright, so let's go ahead and decode our 4 codes here. So I'm going to open up, let's see, what was it? Cipher identifier, I think. Yeah, the cipher decoder. I usually use decode.fr. It's kind of my main. Alright. Hey, Lily, good to see you. Yeah, the sun is awful, isn't it? Sun's a problem. Alright, let's brute force this one. Yep, it is. Well, this actually might give us our password, because that decodes to password is. So we might actually get into that part we didn't think we'd get into anyway. Alright, the next is that. That's awesome. I'm glad we got that. There might be a password to something else. 8. So 8 and then 8 spelled, you know, the number, so interesting. 8. 8. So hopefully it's actually 8 and not just saying 8 twice to show that it's 8. We could try both. Alright, and then the last one. 4 times. So it's 8 4 times. But it might be 8 4 times. So let's give it a shot. First, let's start with just 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that was it. It was just it was just 8 4 times. Okay, well, we made it in. We're in. The Cafe and Diner archives. Archive information. We got a lot of stuff. We got Edemia of the Archons. Times like these. In an anfractuous loop. Interesting. Let's see what we got. Alright, the current cafe that came due. So these are like... We'll look through these in a second. These are interesting. These are really interesting. This is going to kind of give us our like background stuff. So before we do that... That's the same thing. Pretty sure. 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, it's the same thing. Okay. So before we do that, let us make sure we've got everything else checked off. This is Home Pacific section. I'm not sure if there's a difference, but it is a different link. It looks like everything's the same to me. Yeah, it's the same. There was just 2 of the main page for some reason. Alright, but we're going to look at the characters before we actually get into that, so we'll know who we're actually talking about before we get into the blogs and all that. So here is the employees, aka the characters. Alright, and this shows which cafe they're at, and her name is Astoria, or their name is, yeah, it says she, her. Her name is Astoria, or location. So she's also referred to as location. She is manager number 1, initials JH. Pronouns she, her. It's interesting her initials are JH, her name's Astoria. But whatever. Interests, conspiracies, mysteries, and coffee. Favorite drink, black coffee, sometimes with a bit of raw sugar. Favorite food, chow mein. Sounds like my brother. Star sign, Cancer, Gemini, cusp. Social media sign-off, manager number 1 or -1, which, you know, -1. Short bio. What's there really to say? I've been serving coffee since 1995. I'm the owner. Manager number 2, initials, NL. They look a lot younger than they are. So I wonder if there's some kind of time thing going on there. Pronouns he, him. Interests, UFO. aliens, and extraterrestrial life forms. Favorite drink? Coffee, black of course. Favorite food? Microwave stuff. Simple man. Star sign? Taurus, Gemini cusp. Social media sign off. //2. Short bio. I've been working for the Cafe and Diner since 1995. My roles are varied as the manager, though my primary interest lies in researching and studying things of an extraordinary nature, even by our standards. So he's into alien stuff to me. Hey, Mikey. Glad you made it, man. Looking into Cafe and Diner. It's like there's a lot to it. I'm pretty excited. All right, employee number 26, initials, NL. Okay, so there's something to that, the initials. NL, JH. That's something to do with their placement, or if they're still alive? I think NL might be not living. Or just hired, I don't know. There's definitely something to their initials. Pronouns, he, him. Interests. Statistical analysis and risk management. Favorite drink, hot chocolate with a bit of something extra, you know. With hot chocolate. Favorite food, my wife's cooking. Suck up answer. Star sign, Libra, Scorpio, cusp. Social media sign off. What's that? Short bio. Me and my wife worked at the Cafe and Diner. 20 years ago. We've long been supporters of their business since at least 1995. I'm just really jazzed to be back in action here. I can't wait to, serve that coffee and help those customers. Boy, do I really want to help those customers. Help them real good. Yeah, by helping the customers, they mean hunting down monsters, for sure. Look at his pentacle necklace. Yeah, and he's also got the hourglass on his belt buckle. Yeah, he's super involved. That much is obvious. All right. Play number 44, NL. Yeah, that definitely stands for something. Pronouns, she, her. Interests, romantic literature and gothic horror. Favorite drink, apple cider. Favorite food, pumpkin soup. Pumpkin soup's actually really good. Star sign, Aquarius. Social media sign off. Heart 44 heart. So it's up and down. Kind of that duality. Short bio. Well, goodness, I'm not sure what to say. I suppose me and my husband have been off and on again. Baristas. Oh, is that the wife of, what's his name? Number, 26? Is 26 and 44 the couple? That's interesting. Anyway, though we wanted to lend our help again to help our cafe companions pay off their debt. Employee number 71, initials SB, so something different there. Pronouns, he, him. Interests, making connections. Favorite drink, coffee, black. Favorite food, blueberry scone. Star sign, Pisces. Social media sign off, keep in touch, 71. Short bio, happy to be of service again. Then employee number 323. Initials DH, which makes you think dead. He, him. Music of any genre. Favorite drink. Flavored seltzer water. Ew. Favorite. I hate carbonated drinks. Favorite food. Hawaiian pizza. That actually sounds good. Star sign. Aquarius. Social media sign off. E323. Short bio. I used to work for the Third Cafe and Diner, but I had to leave to take care of some family business. Though, considering that the Cafe and Diner is up to these days, I figured I might as well help out again. They could use all the help they can get. Employee number 2312. Initials AG. He, him, they, them, whatever. Interests, comic books and causing trouble. Favorite drink, wouldn't you like to know? Favorite food. It's not legal around these parts, though I suppose I can go for a taquito if you're offering. So I'm thinking he eats human, but we'll go for taquitos instead. Star sign, Pisces. Social media sign off. 2312 with the dash. Short bio. An interesting question. Who's to say I haven't always been a member of the cafe and no one noticed? I mean, believe me or not, I would tend to lean towards not myself. I've been here as long as the old man has. Seen it all. Seen nothing. No more questions. That was mysterious. Alright, now this is the Palm Beach location. This is manager number 4. Initials JM. Pronouns he, him. Interests. Fauna, both great and small. Loves animals. Favorite drink. Whiskey. Favorite food. Beef stew. Beef stew's good. Well, it depends on who makes it. I can make a really mean beef stew. I've had beef stew that's gross though. Star sign. Leo. Social media sign off. 4. Short bio. I'm manager number 4 at the Palm Beach location. Very straightforward. Very big guy. Manager number 5. Initials. JM. Pronouns. He, him, they, them. Interests. Symbology. Favorite drink. Absinthe. Favorite food. Beans on toast. Somebody's British? No, okay. Star sign. Scorpio. Social media sign off. Number 5. Short bio. Read the archives. Read the archives. You'll get to know me better that way. Choice? Alright, so we'll learn about them reading the archive. Manager number 6. Initials JL. Pronouns she, her. Interests. Divination, crystals, and spiritual healing. Favorite drink. Herbal tea. Favorite food. Vegan crunch wrap. Star sign. Sagittarius. Social media sign off. PLJ, or peace, love, and joy. If I have the space. Short bio. I joined the Florida Cafe and Diner. Well, actually it's kind of unclear, but I guess I started serving coffee when I turned 18. I like to do tarot reading, and I like to meditate, and I like to sing, and I like to bake, and I like to draw, and sometimes I like to write. I mean, not like receipts, but like just write for fun. Very flower child there. Alright, employee number 1223. Initials IR, like IR Baboon. Pronouns, he, him. Interest, rituals, traditions, and celebrations. Favorite drink, pumpkin chai tea. Favorite food, horehound drops. Those are pretty good. They're kind of like root drops. Star sign, Scorpio. Social media sign off, X1223X. So, 90s emo, basically. Short bio. After everything I've heard, I'm quite excited to work here at the Cafe and Diner. If anything, Florida is a nice change of pace from New Orleans. I won't let you all down. I won't let down Mr. Blackwood. Employee number 224. Initials RB. Pronouns he, him. Interests. Swamps. Water, of course. Flies. Flies are good. Slippery things. Being a human. Learning new languages. Yeah, you're a frog person. Favorite drink. Water, of course. Favorite food. I like to eat. Well, you see, okay, I like to eat many normal human things. What would you, also a fellow human, suggest? Star sign. Gives off Pisces vibes. Social media sign off. The smiley face. Short bio. Okay. So, well, I used to be a customer of the Florida Cafe and Diner, but then you see, well, I thought the cafe was so good, and they really said this part. That they did not serve normal human boys, so that I simply had to join the Cafe and Diner as a server. Yes, that is how I joined the Cafe and Diner. And then, well, okay, so then, after that cafe shut down for a bit, I spent some time abroad, yes. Okay. And then I ended up... Oh, okay, yes. I will leave that to the archives, yes, but okay. So now I work here again. It is very exciting. Alright, employee number 422. Initials D with a question mark, so likely dead. Pronouns, he, him. Interests, mischief. Favorite drink, a nice cocktail. Favorite food, a nice afternoon cocktail. Likes to drink. Star sign, Ophiuchus. Oh, Katie's leaving. See you later, Katie. It's good to see you. Hope to see you tonight. Maybe we can catch up. I'll be streaming until at least around 6:30, so hopefully I'll catch you then. Have a good night. Let me go back a little bit and read some comments after we finish the profiles. Alright. Star sign Ophiuchus, whatever that is. Ophiuchus? Ophiuchus, I'm just saying Ophiuchus. Social media sign off. 422, it's not one I'm familiar with. Short bio. I joined the Cafe and Diner to help my good old pal number 5 out. And considering circumstances as of late, I figured I would rejoin to help them out once again. Plus, I get a returning customer discount. Now this one seems very dangerous. She honestly seems the most deadly to me. Something about that smile screams deception to me, and she makes me really nervous. So, employee number 512, initials KW. Pronouns she, her. Interest, angels and theological study. So she's like a Catholic schoolgirl type situation, but there's something in those eyes that just say, I'm gonna eat your soul. Like the angels in Adventure Time that wanted to save the child by cooking them alive. That's the vibe she gives me. Favorite drink, strawberry milk. That is way too sweet. Favorite food, not sure anymore. Used to be cinnamon rolls. Yeah, so she's changed to an angel or something. Star sign, Libra. Ha, also Libra. Social media sign off. Bunch of stuff. Short bio. Well, I got invited to the cafe and diner before they helped me out about 2 years ago. Things in my life sort of, well, changed in a big way, so it's nice to have allies like them. Yeah, she's an angel or something now. Oh, last one. Employee number 1313. Initials RR. She, her. Interests, poetry. Favorite drink? London Fog. You just drink the fog, or is that a, like, alcoholic drink? I think it's a cocktail, but I'm not sure. Favorite food? Biscotti. That's good. Star sign. Also a Libra. Social media sign off. Yours unseen. 1313. Rhymes. Short bio. What is there to really say about myself? As if I were a book to read on a shelf? Guess they rhyme a lot. What is there to really say about myself? As if I were a book to be read on a shelf. I've been with the cafe and diner for quite some time. You can always find me in my grandiloquent rhymes. Grandiloquent rhymes, man. It's hard for me to say. Nope, we still got one more location. Long Island, New York location. Initials, JL. This is manager number 3. Pronouns, she, her. Interests, classic horror and slasher stuff. Favorite drink, coffee or tea. Favorite food, whatever's fast and cheap. I hear you there. Star sign, Pisces. Social media sign off, number 3. Short bio. I was the prior owner of the 3rd cafe, and now I run the Long Island location, with manager number 7. Don't you know enough about me to write a short bio? This person's definitely an angel. She looks very devious. Manager number 7, initials, JW. Pronouns, she, her. Interests, that's a tough question. I guess a lot of things. I like baking and craft stuff. I like to make things. Favorite drink, cotton candy latte. That does not sound good. Favorite food, anything sweet. Yeah, she's got candida all over her stomach, just saying. Those of you who don't know, if you eat too much sugar, there is a fungus that lives in your stomach called candida that can overpopulate and make you hungrier. That's why you get hungrier when you eat sugar. And it can actually get up onto your tongue, make your tongue white. So, guarantee your tongue's white. Anyway, that's completely off topic. Star sign, Virgo. Social media sign off, 7. Short bio. I haven't been with you guys for that long, just like since 2020. But I've always had a wonderful time with the cafe and diner. I still got a lot to learn, but you know, it's just coffee. How hard can it be, right? Employee number 35, initials KA. Pronouns, they, them. Interests, plants and gardening. Favorite drink, matcha green tea latte. Actually sounds good. Favorite food, sushi or cheeseburgers. Also sounds good. Star sign, Aries. Taurus cusp. Social media sign off, 35. I like 35 so far. Alright, short bio. I've been working here since, I guess, the 3rd cafe. I sort of just manage the paperwork and stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm like a division Yankee goon. I really need to do more in-person coffee selling. Employee number 53, initials, AI. Pronouns, she, her. Interests, I have a PhD in internet culture. Favorite drink, red mocho cooler. Favorite food, fear. Your favorite food is fear? Excuse me? Star sign, Pisces. Social media sign off, 53! Short bio, welcome to my twisted mind. Yeah, you seem the type. Number 53, you do. Employee number 62, MJ. Pronouns, he, him. Interests, video games, mostly RPGs and stuff like that. Favorite drink, Mountain Dew Voltage. Rest in peace, Black Label. Favorite food, chips, I guess. Star sign, Capricorn. Social media sign off, it's a me, 62. Short bio, me and number 3 went to high school together, and then she just sort of asked me to join her cafe and diner project. Been here ever since. I do the tech stuff. See, there's so much more to it than just coffee. I'm gonna be the one who helps you. Put you on this website, huh? Wait, I'm gonna be the one who helps you put this on the website, huh? Okay, so he's the one making all of the computer side things. So this website's actually made by number 62. Employee number 116, initials TN. Pronouns, he, him. Interests, westerns, I reckon. Real cowboy stuff. Favorite drink, iced tea. Favorite food, turkey chili. Star sign, Cancer. Social media sign off, keep y'all updated. 116. Short bio, well, I reckon I've been with the cafe and diner for quite some time now. I was back with the 3rd cafe policy. Before that, I got some work in the salt and pepper industry. What have you? What else is there really to say? I like the work I do here. Lots on hands customer wrangling and whatnot. How-wee. It's good fun. That's a fun character. I like 116. Employee number 161. Initials JW. Pronouns she, her. Interests. Cards of all sorts. Kings, queens, jacks, and jokers. Fools, magicians, and devils. You name it, and she'll shuffle it. Favorite drink. Peppermint hot chocolate. That's actually really good. Favorite food. Cupcakes. Star sign. Taurus. Social media sign off. 161. Short bio. Hi, it's me, your friendly employee, number 161. I do a lot of the, well, I guess creative vision for the archives and website. I'm kind of like the marketing genius. I make all the fun titles and descriptions, and I'm the one who put together these employee interviews. I also do some actual coffee selling, though not as much lately. I joined the cafe and diner back when it was run by manager number 3, and have been bringing smiles ever since. Employee number 611. Initials ZB. Pronouns he, him. Interests. Musicals and photography. Favorite drink. Soda. Favorite food. Pizza. Star sign. Sagittarius. Social media sign off. 611. Short bio. I started back with a third cafe, and I've been slowly learning the coffee trade since then. I like photography, and musicals, and wayfinding. And I'm not really sure what else to say. How long is this supposed to be? Alright, then we got another picture one. Employee number 1331. Initials KM. Pronouns they, them. Interest, being a jerk. Being a geology nerd. Favorite drink, chai latte. Wow, original. Favorite food, trail mix. Yuck. Star sign, Aries. Who would have guessed? Social media sign off. In brackets, 1331. Short bio. I didn't bother to write what number 1331 said, but I know that they are annoying, despicable, and most likely a scoundrel. They don't get along well with them. They like to mess with things that they have no right messing with. 161. Yeah, 161 and 1331 do not get along. Alright, and then we're at the Employee Hall of Fame. Before I do that, I'm going to go to comments real quick. Pepper Shop's not chocolate. Yeah, Matt, that does sound good. Alright, Katie, thank you. Katie, 99 donation. Appreciate that. Holy crap. Thank you so much. So we got 20 likes plus whatever's on here already. Katie just brought us way ahead into what we needed for the goal for me to sing again. Thank you, Katie. Really appreciate that. Kicking this off for another singing vid. Have to get back into class. Much love to you and to yours and to everyone. And my greatest respects to you and to yours and everyone here. Always. Love to you all. Thank you, Katie. You are wonderful. I hope to see you soon. Hopefully, get to come in here by the end. Poof poof, glad you made it. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Right, Mountain Dew Black Label. Is that what you're talking about? That was good. My favorite's actually, I know it's gross, but my favorite is actually the Mountain Dew, like, Shines or whatever they're called, where they got the orange juice in it. I like really, really, really sour drinks. I don't really like sweet stuff, like, in general. So, I really like the sour ones. Hey, MC Darfur, glad you made it too. Good to see you, my friend. Today, we are looking into the Cafe and Diner website. There's a lot of story here. Pretty excited. No, Voltage? Yeah, Voltage is good. Voltage is good. It's on the less sweet side as well, so I can tolerate it. Of course, the reason I don't like really, really sweet stuff is because sugar messes up my stomach worse than anything. Worse than spicy foods, worse than garlic. When I was a baby, my mom would actually give me a glass of Kool-Aid for laxative. So that's how much sugar affects me, and it always has. But anyway, enough of that. Excuse me. So this is the Cafe and Diner Hall of Fame. So this is from the first cafe. They didn't have the initials on this one. The original owner, from 1992 to 1997. He's a he, him. His interest are French poetry. Nickname is the owner. Star sign Cancer. Employee. How long is this? I don't know if I really want to go through all these. Let's just read the about section. I think that's what's most important. You can see the rest of them for yourself. Well, actually, we'll do the later employment and the about. So later employment of the original owner is number 04 Muldras Cafe. So there is a competing cafe here, it seems like. Muldra. Gotta remember that. I'm gonna write down Muldras Cafe, actually. Just gonna copy and paste it. Do my notes here. The original owner was a mysterious and enigmatic figure, a lover, not a fighter, a philosopher, a dreamer, and an idealist. He was somehow always 8 steps ahead of the competition. Employee number 17 from 1992 to 1997. So he, him. Last employment, the second number 71 for the current cafe. About number 17 was a smooth talker who knew just about everyone in the coffee industry. He prided himself on his various connections with friends, allies, and others. There's a lot of characters in this. We're really going to have to keep up. How do you know just about everyone? Well, I suppose that's what made him the secret. He's the secret, apparently. Employee number 26 from 92 to 97. So she, her. 26 was a very kind and gentle soul. She prided herself on her connection with nature, and she knew just about everything there was to know about animals, vegetables, and probably minerals, which earned her the nickname Flower. Interesting. Employee number 35, from 92 to 94. Star sign, Sagittarius Capricorn cusp. Nicknamed the Pit. Not much is currently known about the original 35 at this time. Employee number 44. Alright, so he, him. Nicknamed the Elegance. Not much is currently known about the original 44 at this time. We've got 35, the Medium. Later employment, black coffee specialist for the second cafe, and number 1 for Mulder's Cafe and the current cafe. About. One of the 3 newcomers to the first cafe, the second 35 brought with her a very unique vision for the cafe. She was somewhat shy, but eager to learn the ropes. Her interest in the more mystical side of life gave her the nickname Medium. Employee number 44. Nicknamed the UFO. I'm pretty sure that's the one we saw before with the t-shirt that had aliens on it. Americano specialist for the second cafe. Number 44B in Mulder's Cafe, and number 2 in the current cafe. About. One of the 3 newcomers to the first cafe. The second 44 brought a bizarre... Oh, music just paused. Let's ask if it's still there. Okay. Let's see, yeah, the second 44 brought a bizarre infatuation with parking cars with him. He is also widely regarded as the smartest cafe employee. His love for parking cars gave him the affectionate nickname of UFO. About parking cars now. That's interesting. Okay. This is number 53. Number 2312 in the current cafe. About 53. Has a penchant of serving his coffee extra black. Along with his dubious coffee tricks, 53 fancied himself as the cafe's head of PR, and loved nothing more than taking questionable photos of the cafe's competitors' foods, which earned him the nickname of Shill, Shudder, and Blur. Alright, number 62, she, her. 62 was the original cafe's main source of tech support, thus the nickname. She took her job very seriously, and in her off time enjoyed reading a nice science fiction novel. Her nickname was Tech Support. Alright, this is number 71, the healer, the medic. This is a he, him. 71 was the owner's closest confidant and truest buddy. He spent the majority of his time and work with the first cafe trying to keep the owner's mysterious illness at bay, which earned him the nickname of healer or medic. Alright, number 1313 is she, her. Last employment, payroll for the Old Florida, and number 44A for Mulder's Cafe. One of the 3 newcomers to the first cafe, 1313 really only joined because her brother did. Her primary interests were less in coffee and more in lazing about and looking pretty. She earned the nickname Scry because she found it in a Gothic thesaurus and thought it sounded cool, according to number 1, who was arguably more of a scry. Second cafe. Black coffee. 2001 to 2004. Tarot card. Death. Later employment. Number 1 for Mulder's Cafe and the current cafe. Alright, before we do the second cafe stuff, I'm going to read the comments again, because we got a couple more. MC Darfer! Woo! Thank you, Marceline. I appreciate that. Holy crap. 20 Poland, which I think is like... I think it's like 14? 14 US? So that brings us up to like, let's see, we got 20... Got like 24... Like, that was already 20, because it's double. So it would be 40? Yeah, we only need like 7 likes. We're like 42 likes already because of the donations. Thank you. Thank you, Marceline. Thank you, Katie. So pretty much as long as we can get like 8 likes, 7 or 8 likes, we've got it. So thank you. And I'm pretty sure we've already got that. Let me check. Had to reload to actually get the like count, because YouTube's dumb. We need one more like. If we can get one more like, I will sing again. We've got it. All we gotta do is get one more like. Okay. Red Eye. Initials S. Pronouns she, her, they, them. Interest time. Tarot card. Wheel of Fortune. Later employment is a mystery. About a mysterious investor of the second cafe is she who partakes in the red eye to stay awake. Her time investment in the cafe turned... Okay, what is the red eye? That may be what I was seeing earlier with the eye on the pyramid. The red eye may be like a... some kind of like upper class of like monsters or something. Or investigators. Anyway, her time invested in the cafe turned to be a more behind the scenes and potentially napping overworking. Galileo. Initials L. Pronouns she, her. Tarot card the sun. An interesting figure from the cafe's past is she who likes a nice light Galileo to keep the shadows at bay. No, not the first cafe. You'll have to look further back. Further back in the first cafe? Okay, there's so much we gotta catch up on here. Espresso. 2001 to 2004. He, him, tarot card the devil. Number 26 in the current cafe. One of a pair who would take... excuse me. One of a pair who would be he who just takes one shot of espresso. The wild and ruthless actuary of the unknown. Doppio? I'm gonna say Doppio. Because it would be long O if there was two. Or there's one P, so it's Doppio. Doppio. 2001 to 2004. She, her. Interest, romantic literature, plotting and planning witchcraft. Tarot card, the Empress. Right, later employment, number 44 in the current cafe. About. One of a pair be he who takes a double shot of espresso and makes it a doppio. Makes it a doppio. The calculating and enchanting actuary of the unknown. Lungo from 2001 to 2004. He, him, cult stuff. Tarot card, your guess is as good as mine. Later employment unknown. About, love him or hate him, he who drinks a lungo hides much beneath his mask. Whatever a lungo is. Caragillo. He, him. Interest, fires. Tarot card, the hermit. Later employment, big guy. For the old Florida cafe, and number 4 for Mulder's cafe and the current cafe. About, he who needs the extra kick drinks a hardened Carahilo? Is it Carahilo? It might be Carahilo. Carahilo. Sounds right. Something deep stirs within him. Is he to be trusted? So he's got like a demon in him or something. Kind of two-faced. Americano, 2001 to 2004. He, him. You like space stuff? Tarot card, the Hanged Man. Later employment. Number 44B in Mulder's Cafe and number 2 in the current cafe. About. Is it really still coffee if he who drinks it waters it down to fit in? I suppose you'd have to if you're working both sides as a friend and an ally. Maricino. She, her. Tarot card, the Moon. Last employment, payroll in the old Florida cafe and number 44A in Mulder's Cafe. About. She who drinks it extra sweet finds herself in between a rock and a hard place. Sometimes the best ends are bittersweet. Romano. 2001 to 2004. He, him. The Fool is his tarot card. Later employment unknown. About. The mysterious and charming billionaire playboy is he who adds a twist of lemon to his espresso. That sounds kind of gross. Now we're to the third cafe. This was the owner for 2016 to 2019. She, her. Later employment, number 3 in Mulder's Cafe and the current cafe. About. A newcomer to the coffee scene. JL took everyone by surprise by opening up a new version of the Cafe and Diner in 2016 with some help from a mysterious investor. JL would go on to hire a bunch of her pals and then go to took down a heck of a lot of the competition. Following the acquisition of the third cafe by Mulder Yamano, and earned the title of Manager Number 3. Manager Number 17 from 2017 to 2018. She, her, they, them. A mysterious and potentially shady lady who showed up to help deal with the Blackened Tides incident. She quickly rose to the ranks of Owner Number 2 before she backstabbed the cafe with a dagger to pursue her own strange clandestine goals. Manager Number 26 from 2016 to 2017. It's a he, him. Later employment, big guy, in the old Florida Cafe and number 4 in Mulder's Cafe and the current cafe. Manager Number 26 showed up practically out of nowhere with a strange amount of knowledge pertaining to the coffee trade. The owner quickly put him to work as their number 3 in charge, which made him manager number 26. Though, with great and inexplicable knowledge of coffee came other job offers, and he left to rejoin the old Florida cafe in 2017. Manager number 35, they, them. Later employment, kept the same number throughout Mildred's Cafe and the current cafe. About, manager number 35 showed up with 17. While less experienced with the coffee business, manager 35 had a particular knack for office management and human relations, which shut them up to owner's number 4, in charge of all things papery. Despite their friend's rude betrayal at the cafe, manager number 35 has stuck with the cafe since they joined in 17. Manager number 44 from 2016 to 2017. Initials, CC, she, her. I mean, we should have seen it coming, honestly. Ex-manager 44 was a former pal of the owner turned best friend. Not sure how much I'm allowed to say about it here and now. Manager number 53, 2016-2019. She, her. Later employment, kept the same number throughout Mildred's Cafe and the current cafe. About. Manager 53. If you were to look up the definition of a wild card in the dictionary, I'm sure her picture would be there. Went to high school with her owner, barely, and I think she found out that about the cafe through sheer power of will. Not sure why she was so high up in the ranks, but I guess she is a force to be reckoned with. Manager number 62 from 2016-2019. He, him. Later employment. Kept the same number throughout Mildred's Cafe and the current cafe. About. Another pal of the owner from high school. To my knowledge, manager 62 was actually the second person hired to the third cafe. He's a bit of a tech whiz, and he's certainly a video game enthusiast. He stuck around with the cafe since he joined in 16. Manager number 71 from 2016-2017. Later employment unknown. About. Manager 71 was an odd one to say the least. They showed up, they said some weird, esoteric stuff, and then got the heck out. They were presumed dead, or at least, the very least, missing, following the Black and Tides incident, but I have strong reason to believe that isn't entirely the case. Manager number 125, 2016-2018. She, her. Manager 125. We were not close. I don't know much about her. She went to high school with the owner. She invited the remaining managers, 134, 224, and 323. So I guess she was a people person, but she always had a negative vibe about her. She dipped sometimes during our grand escapades in dive fall. Don't know why. Manager 134, 2016-2018. He, him. This guy was weird. Manager 134 was like the kid in her class who's always talking about his butterfly taxidermy collection. He liked to cut things up and sew them back together. He also dipped during dive fall for reasons unknown to me. Manager 224 from 2016 to 2019. Later employment was 71 in Mildred's Cafe and the current cafe before her untimely demise in March of 2022. About. Not really in the mood to write about Manager 224 right now, so I'll just copy what her old description said. I think she'd like that. I will not be blackmailed by some overprivileged, effete, watered-down coffee debutante. You want to start a street fight? Bring it on, but you'll be surprised by how ugly it gets. You don't even know me. She would later go on to be the best number 71 I've ever seen. Manager 323. Later employment. Picked the same number back up in the current cafe. About. The final manager of the third cafe was 323. He is a chill dude with some serious history behind him. Let me put it this way. He's got the dopest house you'll ever see. He left prior to Diefall to take care of some family business, but I'm glad he came back. Employee number 1313. 2016-2019. Later employment. Kept the same number throughout Mildred's Cafe and the current cafe. About. One of the owner's friends from high school. Pretty sure they used to be a thing back then. She started having weird visions, dreams, prophecies. Whatever you want to call them. Once the owner got the cafe up and running. Not sure why she wasn't the manager, but hey, that stuck around to rhyme with the cafe since she joined in 16. Employee number 2213. Got bumped up to employee number 26 at Mildred's Cafe and worked for the current cafe for a bit before retiring. About. Rest in peace to the greatest flight character this side of the country. Employee 2213 also went to high school with the owner. Ended up joining with the cafe after the whole Black and Tides incident. He would then fly a bit too close to the sun, become extra special awesome, and now he's dead. But not dead, I guess. Employee number 3113, 2017 to 2018. About. Don't really want to get into it right now, maybe ever. 3113 was a friend of mine from high school, and we unfortunately lost him during the twice third temple. Employee number 3311, 2017-2019. Later employment got bumped up to number 116 at Mulder's Cafe and the current cafe. About the rootinest, tootinest cowboy I've ever met. Oh, he's dead. He joined up with the cafe during the Black and Tide incident, per his specialties. He's been slinging coffee almost his entire life after being kicked out of his parents at a young age. After working for the lighthouse for a bit, he was stuck with the cafe since he joined in 17. Wait a minute. No, he got bumped up. Never mind. He's still around. Good, he's still around. I like him. 3311 is my favorite, I think. Of course, now he got bumped up to 116, so. Employee number 4121, 2017-2019. Later employment got bumped up to number 161 in Mulder's Cafe and the current cafe. About, it's me! I'm the one who writes all the fluffy garbage! I've been with the cafe since 2017. I used to do a lot of the risky mixology stuff, but I've since moved up into administrative role, I guess. My main thing lately has been working on the archives and making sure they're pretty and engaging. Employee 11411 from 2017 to 2019. Got bumped up to number 611 in Mulder's Cafe and the current cafe. About, the newest and final member of the third cafe. Me and employee 11411 went to high school together with 3113. I roped him into the coffee trade because I thought he might enjoy it. And seeing as he still works here, I'd say I was right. Alright, last place, the Old Florida Cafe. Payroll, 2017-2019. Later employed. Served as employee number 44A in Mulder's Cafe and for the current cafe for a bit more before retiring. About, the enchanting and mysterious payroll kept the checks coming for little pet projects of the Old Florida Cafe. Then the manager for 2017-2019. Later employment served as manager number 5 in Mulder's Cafe and the current cafe. About, the troubled and washed up warlock who somehow ended up managing the Old Florida Cafe. His accent might be fake. His name absolutely is fake. And he's got a good heart. What a mix. HR. Later employment. Served as manager number 6 in Mulder's Cafe and for the current cafe. About, the Bohemian psychic, who probably didn't have much else going on in her life at the time. Having grown expecting to die, every day is basically a miracle. Big guy. 2017-2019. Later employment. Served as manager number 4 in Mulder's Cafe and for her current cafe. About, tall, dark, and handsome. Haunting behemoth that is the big guy kept things real. New guy. 2017-2019. Later employment. Came back more as employee number 224 in the current cafe. About, the best boy ever. He's 100% a normal real human boy, and I love him, and I would kill for him. That's the frog. Quality control. 2018-2019. Later employment. Come back for more as employee number 442 in the current cafe. About, a lying snake if there ever was one, but in all the best of ways. He joined the Old Florida Cafe a bit later, along with the cashier, to add a bit more holy spice to the mix. Cashier, 2018-2019. A divine presence among admittedly a rather motley crew. They showed up out of the blue in 2018 to try and steer the Old Florida Cafe out of the dark into the light with their slithering, buddy quality assurance. And many brave baristas from 2017-2019. That's it. Oh no, fourth cafe. This is the newest one. This is where we're at now. Okay, so employee number 26 has no bio. So a lot of these don't have bios. Number 44A doesn't. Okay, employee number 71. Short bio. I will not be blackmailed by some overprivileged, effed, watered down... Okay, that's one we heard about earlier. But there's some added to it. It's one that died. I'm the second in charge of Palm Beach Cafe and Diner, though I used to work for the third cafe too. I feel like those are actually veils. Like, the cafes are veils, dimensions, different lives. Employee number 17. He, him, he's very old. Short bio. There's not much I can say about myself, for my lips are sealed, I have been with the cafe since 1992, though I had a hand in its creation in 1988. Disclaimer information was compiled by number 616 and may or may not be entirely accurate. Great. Okay, so now we've got the characters, we've got the cafes, we've got the history a little bit. Let's move on to help. Let's see what they, do you need help? Let's see what they actually do here. Coffee, comfort food, and customers. I'm going to read the comments quick before I move on though. It's a really intense series. A lot going on. It really is so many characters, isn't it, Marceline? And Samantha, yeah, it's like ridiculous amount of characters. I should sing Gas Pedal. Well, that's debatable. At the end of the stream, we'll discuss what I'm gonna sing because we're there now. So, music's a bit loud. Okay. Is that good? Music good now? Oh, no, it's fine now. Never mind. It's just that particular part of the song. I'll leave right here. I think this is fine right here. Okay. Alright, well. Let's go ahead. So, coffee, comfort food, and customers. As we resume our usual operations, we are once again available for assistance with coffee, comfort food, and customer-related matters. Due to the nature of our business, we cannot guarantee service and are unlikely to contact you directly. As such, we are only requesting a subject, general location, and description of the problem. We may or may not be able to serve you, but we will make sure any requests for help are passed to someone who can. And it's temporarily on hold. You cannot put in a request at the moment. Yeah, totally talking just about coffee. Totally. That looks gross. Looks like they spilt a bunch of, like, crushed coffee beans. And if you drink that, you're going to have a problem. Need to get in touch. I have a question. Oh, you can actually do... Oh, yeah, we're putting in a request. Let's put in a request. Let's put it in as, just put in GP Reads. Email so we can contact you. Let's do Thanksgiving themed. Yeah, that one was old email. Thanksgiving fiend at Gmail, which is my contact one if anyone ever wants to contact me about anything. And our message, I'm trapped in a room with a wormhole behind my door. Okay, I'm not a robot. Submit. Alright, we've sent in a question. That's done. Alright. Next. Okay, that's just that. Okay, now we got the blogs, which are the current blogs. I think we've already done this, haven't we? Yeah, we've already done this. This was just reading about the coffees. Okay, so we're done with that part. All you got left... We've done this too, haven't we? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All I got left is the archives and the blogs. Now, I don't know if there's any social media stuff. They talked about social media stuff, but I couldn't find any, and they don't have any linked. So I'm not really sure what they're talking about there. But anyway. So now we're in the archives. Cafe and Diner archives. Got all kinds of stuff. This is the current cafe. We've got some stuff there. It looks like, yeah. Yeah, so it goes from down to up to the newest thing, it looks like. Let's just start. Let's just read the latest updates and we'll go from there. On September 7th, 2022, Mini Update 3 Zodiac File I. Add the Zodiac files to replace the old CAD files, along with 23 receipts to fill them. Let's go ahead and open that. In August 29th, Minor Update 11, linked all receipts to the update log for ease of access to reading in update order. Yeah, it's basically just talking about stuff they've added. So I don't really need to go through all that. The archives are currently under construction. Due to varying file formats and encryption techniques between different CAD-COMs, it will take a while to have them fully added. Password integrity will be attempted but not guaranteed. Additionally, employee number 161 has added fun descriptions for each archive that may or may not reflect the true nature of events. If you are looking to current receipts, please check your CAD-COM. What is a CAD-COM? LilCAD. Alright, so these are the earliest. These are people that are missing. We Are Open is currently missing. Stuff they still need to add. The Indigo Wars, incompatible data. Death of 8, currently missing. Astoria Almighty, coming soon. Diner, currently classified. The Yellow Flame, currently missing. And The Haunting of 12, classified. So these are unavailable. Next, let's do the additional archives. There's the Zodiac files, which I'm going to open. There's year 0, which I'm going to open, and there's sequence number 2 that I'm going to open. I guess I'll just go from there. And then we'll start in the first cafe after that. These are the same thing, aren't they? You open this twice by accident. Okay, so these are the Zodiac files. And again, we have that 8. So the 8 is the infinity. That's what it's representing. Again, with the upside down triangle being the magic and actually having magic around it. And then we've got these, well, they're basically like zodiac symbols, because you've got like Omega, you've got the Libra, actually, yeah. You got Pisces, and so on and so forth. As was written in the stars. Oh, wait, is that it? Oh, here we go. Aries, unspeakable horrors. Black Tide. Guess we're gonna find out what Black Tide is now. Black Tide, September 7th of 2022, Aries. Number 17. Ah, the Black Tide, also known as the Underside. It is the inescapable prison of the universe. Whoa, okay, we're getting way more intense than I thought we were. Designed to hold elders and other unspeakable horrors in endless sleep. So it basically, the Cthulhu, what are they called? The Eldritch demons, or Eldritch gods, the old gods. This is basically where they're being held. Also known as the Titans in Greek mythology. Anyway, do you know that there's a connection there between the Titans in Tartarus and the elder gods in H.P. Lovecraft? Yeah, it's one of those things that aren't really like explicitly said, but a lot of people put those two together. Anyway, back to it. Ah, the Black Tide, also known as the Underside, is the inescapable prison of the universe designed to hold elders and other unspeakable horrors in endless sleep. However, to say that it is inescapable is perhaps untrue. It is only inescapable from the inside. From the outside, it is almost trivial to free an elder from its hapagological swash. Okay, that's a word I can't say. Hypnagogic swash. Okay, there we go. One must first contend to the Black Tide's guardian, Leviathan. Ooh, so we're talking about world serpents. The demon prince of envy. Another issue would be to find, so it's a different version, we find the Black Tide itself. It is not a plane or realm in the same sense that the flip side or the other side are planes. The Black Tide moves around the outside of the influence of the universe. The only connection between the universe and the Black Tide is through Midia's deepest, darkest, most turbulent tempests. This site's gonna be a lot of, as I was saying earlier, this site's gonna be a lot of reading, but the story is getting pretty intense. So does such a prison exist? Well, not long ago, when the universe was young. Not long ago, right? It was full of elders, undying, immortal entities. So basically the Celestials from Marvel. And if one cannot die, their power can only grow. Perhaps even to match that of the mighty bird himself. The Great Spirit from, like, Native American mythology? Because that's what it sounds like. One such elder grew to a power to rival the bird. This entity was known as the Pale. It did not take long for the Pale's influence to creep across the entire universe, flip and other side. And the Pale was said to be a cruel and unforgiving evil. So the bird allegedly tore away a piece of the topside and created the underside. Bird then swept away the Pale and its undying minions in a mighty flood, away into the tide to sleep an eternal sleep. The remaining elders had two choices: stay within the universe and keep a low enough profile to not incur the wrath of the bird, or leave the universe. Some chose to leave, and others stuck around, and of course, new elders were born as time went on. I wonder if it's like the cosmic owl from Adventure Time? If it's like the Thunderbird, because it was like Leviathan of the sea, Thunderbird of the sky, Behemoth of the land. I wonder if it's those, or if it's the Great Spirit from Native American culture. It could be any of those three. Anyway, nowadays, it is quite uncommon for bird, Leviathan, or anyone to send or to be sent to the Black Tide. As for why, well, there's a danger in opening the tide to put something new within it, as it gives those who are sleeping a chance to wake up and even to use the tide. And even to escape, sorry. Of course, this doesn't mean the bird or Leviathan won't use the tide, especially for elders deemed too dangerous to exist within the universe, such as Fate, Wicked, Secret, or Phantom. Though I suppose that is a topic for another day, yes? Well, that was frickin' interesting as frick. Okay. Super interesting stuff. So that was Black Tide. Back to the Zodiac. Next is Taurus. Craft. Forming a sigil. September 7th of 2022. Just last month. Sigils. Sigilmancy, sigilcraft, or any variant thereof, is the most fundamental principles of the common standardized magical practice. Any belief system that utilizes sigils for influence, the flip side, other side, and beyond, not only are sigils somewhat universal, but they are also easy to construct and easy to activate in a sense. Of course, As with all magic, sigils do carry a risk with utilizing them, though the risk often outweighs the reward. Sigils are very adaptable and can serve practically any purpose. Most commonly in the cafe and diner, sigils are used to temporarily open weak spots in the boundary lines to send customers home. But first, what exactly is a sigil? And what is it doing? A sigil is a drawing often encased in a circle. The circle is often derived from a word or phrase the magician wants to impart into the sigil. For example, let's make a simple sigil of good luck. For this, I would choose a word that resonates with good luck to me. Perhaps chance will do, yes? Now, how you proceed with this word or phrase is up to you, though I personally prefer removing all repeated letters, giving us C. Hain. Some might also like to remove vowels, though I find that vowels add the right amount of spice. Now, we take the letters C, H, A, N, E and form them into a symbol as such. Oh, okay, that's cool. Now I want to make a sigil. Next comes the stylization. This will forever obscure and remove the letters from their original meaning into a meaning better processed on a subconscious level. Horseshoes are often considered good luck, no? And this already looks like a horseshoe. So let us stylize it as such, and place it into a circle. You don't have to put your sigils within a circle. The circle, in a way, insulates your sigil, keeping your magic safe from other sources of magic and keeping you safe from your own subconscious energy. That's cool. That's really cool. There you have it, a very simple sigil of good luck. Now, how do we get this to work? Well, for a neophyte to use the mystic arts, all that needs to be done now is lose it. Yes, lose it. Cast away the sigil from your conscious mind. You need your subconscious mind to act on it. You can't do that if your conscious is engaging with it. Easier said than done, I know. For a more advanced magic user who is more in tune with their subconscious already, you should be able to fire the sigil directly into your subconscious to activate it and call on its power. That's cool. It's gonna be hard to forget that though, because it looks so cool. Okay, next. Gemini, seeing the unseen. Augurs. Not poggers, augurs. December 7th of 2022. Augurs are the unique entities who are usually interwoven into the cosmic tapestry of fate. As such, one does not become an augur as they are born. In some rare cases, fate can bestow augur-like powers to an individual, typically at a high cost. Augurs owe no inherent loyalty to fate or its schemes. However, most augurs find themselves either ensuring fate goes according to plan or one others of fate's intentions, depending on how favorable fate is to the augur's interests. It goes without saying that the being tied to fate's cosmic tapestry grants augurs a level of precognition. Most augurs are naturally drawn to divination in one form or another, though not all augurs are equally imbued with the gift of foresight. Some augurs can go their whole lives with little more than déjà vu, while others are plagued with vivid, prophetic visions or dreams. All living souls are indeed involved in fate's plans, and it is not common for ordinary people to experience occasional bursts of augur-like powers. It's not uncommon, such as déjà vu or the one-off prophetic dream. Though divination is not the only talent of augurs. The true mark of an augur is their inherent ability of second sight. Second sight allows a person to see beyond the veils and boundary lines that obscure the flip side from the other side. This allows augurs to gain intimate knowledge of how the other side and flip side are connected, and where the weak spots between worlds exist. It also allows augurs to see past illusionary magics, such as glamours, and can help them spot magic that is out of place or unusual. Most augurs require a medium to tap into their second sight, such as scrying orb. Quartz is a popular material for focusing an augur's first sight into their second sight. Due to augurs' natural entanglement in the thread of fate, the demon prince of sloth, Belphegor, often seeks them out to ensure that they utilize their gifts properly. Though augurs are prized by all 7 demon princes and various other entities as well, it is not an uncommon sight to see a witch augur at a prince's side, feeding them warnings of what is to come and what lies on the other side of the other side. Well, that's freaking cool. Check out the comments real quick. There's some really freaking cool lore here, I tell you. Kill Sims, good to see ya. Yes, augurs is better than poggers. I agree, Marceline. It did kind of like Thank Falls a little bit though, doesn't it? Just a little bit. Well, it was good to see you. Sorry you can't stay long, Kill Sims. Always good to see you, Beatrice. Hope you have a wonderful evening. Alright, next. Cancer codes. That sounds kind of freaky. So we got the menu code and the cafe code. Let's go and open them both. Starting with menu code. December 7th of 2022. Breakfast menu. Okay, that looks good. All signs point towards coffee. It's just... We've got black coffee, like ice water. Iced coffee, looks like. Orange juice, pancakes, waffles, French toast, I think. Or just buttered toast. Breakfast burrito. Looks like sausage. Yeah, and then link sausage, hash browns, eggs, peaches and berries, various berries, plums and grapes maybe. Bacon, a latte, and a frothy latte. Actually, that might be a cappuccino. That might be, yeah, that's the latte. Oh, it tells. Okay, mocha. I was wrong. It was mocha. It's just fruit. And it was just toast. Why is toast so freaking expensive? $11 for freaking toast? Holy crap, $1 for black coffee? Where are you gonna find that nowadays? That's like stupid good deal. I'm gonna go there just for black coffee. No, screw it. No, never mind. Latte. I'm gonna get a $2 latte. You can't even get that at McDonald's anymore. I was gonna say Walmart. Can't even get that at Walmart. You know, the place where you get the hamburger with. A la carte. Substitutions only for dairy specials. Price negotiable. What? Who negotiates prices? No haggling. No double orders. They only serve coffee unless a special request is made. What? Then why show everything else? If you don't like it, eat somewhere else. Okay. And then a bunch of numbers. Well, if we're just going by Unicode, let's see, it would be, I don't know, it's double digits. No, it doesn't, never mind. It would be, let's see, F would be like FF, yeah, that's not, I don't know what that is. I'm gonna take note of that, though, because it might be something important. So that's 669-665-125-31 star randomly 65 544 125 49 14 522. Okay, got it. Well, let's move on. Menu code, a favorite of the... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Menu code, a favorite of the third cafe and diner, is a disk substitution cipher. Oh, okay. Menu code can typically be recognized by long strings of numbers with often repeating digits along with H's and stars. However, menu code can be further obscured by converting the number back into the letters via a A1Z26, so just standard letter, or by substituting the special characters. Menu code additionally has a set of rules to follow. A la carte, what you see is what you get, meaning in menu code that there is only A, B, C, D, A through Z, and then 1 through 6. There is no 7, 8, or 9, or 0. Though you can always spell out numbers and get creative. Substitutions only for daily specials. Typically, menu code will always be in the format of 1*16, with 8 written as H. This to ensure that it's easy to detect. Price negotiations. Menu code does not need to use 1 star, 2, 3, etc. These can be swapped for any set of 16 unique characters. No haggling. The 16 unique characters can be confused when typed together. For this reason, 1 is always followed by an asterisk, as to not be confused with 11. No double orders. Text ciphers with menu code cannot have repeating characters. For example, this coffee tastes funny will become this coffee tastes funny. We only serve coffee, unless a special request is made, unless indicated. The default position is used, meaning A equals 1, 2 equals B, C equals 3, etc. Menu code default values. So 1 star is A or Q when repeated. Ah, gotcha. B or R when repeated. C or S when repeated. D or T when repeated. Okay, so okay, so this is the code then. So if 6 is repeated, it's V. Okay, so it's V. And then a 9 is I, VI, and then V, VIV, and then 5 is E, so it's 5. Or Vive? I don't know, I feel like that's wrong. Alright, 1 is A. So 1, 2, 3 is just A, C. Okay, it's telling us how to do it. Never mind. A, B, C. Yeah, never mind. Never mind. That's not important. I don't think it is. We keep going, I don't know. 31 would be C. So it's just CA. Yeah, it's kind of random. I don't think that's actually a code. Some examples of menu code. Okay, so here we go. No, that's what I just did. It was Viva La Cafe and Diner. That's what I was doing. Yeah. For some reason I didn't get La. So the 125, what did I do wrong there? Ah, I had 123, it said 125. That was the problem. I think it was actually, yeah, that was on me. Yeah. Viva La Cafe and Diner, that's what that said. Alright, order up, you can get a double order of eggs, a sausage patty, make the eggs 4, and some mixed fruit. My friend will have a mocha. Make that black coffee, some eggs, and also mixed fruit. The other buddy, so them ordering is the code. Gotcha. My other buddy will have mixed fruit with a double order of bacon. Then thinking about some waffles with mixed fruit would be nice. And for the table, some bacon, sausage patties, pitcher of OJ, gotta have more mixed fruit, and a double latte. Please and thank you. So that was Viva La Cafe, La Diner. Okay. Mixed fruit. Wheel of... Okay, this is a complicated code. Okay, price negotiable. Yeah. Okay, we got it. We got it. That's a very complicated, convoluted code. I got it. I mean, not really complicated, it's just, that's a lot to remember. We'll basically have to reference that if we have any codes with that. Well, no way I can remember that right now. Cafe is 2134, of course. Cafe code is a favorite of the first and second cafes. It is a transposition cipher. In its standard form, cafe code can be recognized as a series of gibberish letters, interspersed with commas and periods. However, the rule of cafe code can be applied to other than cafe, which would change the resulting appearance of the ciphertext. The key. The code used as a key to determine the grid size and order of the transposition. The default key is cafe, which corresponds to 2143, with a grid of 4 rows. Okay, this is even more complicated. The grid size is based on the length of the key. As such, a 2-letter word would have a 2x13 grid. Holy crap. Hopefully there isn't a lot of these. I'm not going to read the rest of it. It's just like a whole bunch of weird substitution stuff. We'll have to come back and reference these, to be honest. There's no way I can braille that. Alright, numerology. Leo. Get 8. Get 8 and 23. December 7th, 2022. Right? How is water $16? That's ridiculous. It's got to be some kind of magic water, like Beatrice said. It's got to be. It's got to be. Kofifi. Oh gosh, don't want to get that started. Coffee at Walmart has gone. Yeah, it has. I get coffee at Menards. Listen to this. If you have Menards nearby, anybody? You know the Keurig pods? You get a box of 100 for like, I think it's like $50 at Walmart for 100. You can get a box of 80 for $15 at Menards. And it's good coffee. It's the Dunkin' Donuts coffee. You can get Dunkin' Donuts. You can also get, I think it's like, it's called like French something, but it's really good. There's like 4 or 5 different brands. You could just try them and see which one you like. Because for $15 versus 50, you could get 3 different types and try all 3 and see which one you like the most. And you get 80 pods per box. $15 each for 80 pods. I mean, it's ridiculous, and it's good coffee. So, don't get the Walmart brand. Even the Walmart brand's like $40 for like 60. $15 for 80. Menards. Save big money at Menards. This is not sponsored by Menards. Number is 8. Throughout history, the number 8 has held great significance from the Egyptian concept of the Eightfold, or Ogdod, the noble Eightfold Path of Buddhism, and the Ba Xian, or 8 Immortals of Chinese mythology. As it pertains to the coffee trade, the number 8 is often heavily associated with the cafe and diner and its leaders, who often adopt the mantle of 8 until the 4th cafe. It wasn't uncommon for the head of the cafe and diner to take on the name and persona of 8, and under some cafes, it was even considered taboo, bad luck, or sometimes dangerous to write or speak 8, or 8, unobscured. Only those who have been 8 know precisely why the number holds such power. However, from what those who have been 8 said, some interesting details can be discovered. First, the concept of 8 can be split into 8 pieces, and those 8 pieces can be further divided. Second, some refer to this metaphysical 8 as they, while others refer to it as, well, it. So it's a being. Odd. It's like the 9 in Destiny. Third, as an individual gains more pieces of 8, their understanding of 8 seems to deepen. Fourth, those who hold a part in 8 are physically unable to see what exactly it is. Fifth, when someone loses a piece of 8, it would seem they also lose the knowledge it provided them. What the heck is it? Currently, the pieces of 8 are split among the 4 cafe managers. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. While number 7 does not have a piece of 8, she does have a strange imaginary 8, which provides her with control over the other world. Number 7's AI, 8i, seems to hint that the mantle of 8 is not a unique set of 8 things, but something that can be copied or recreated under certain circumstances. Still, something about the true real 8 demands certain respects in the coffee trade that extends to demon princes, otherworldly rulers, elders, and angels. Whoa, that's interesting. That's super intense. Alright, number 23. That's the number that follows me around always. Always see freaking number 23 and 11 everywhere. Everywhere. 11's supposed to be a warning. I'm always seeing warning signs apparently, but 23 I'm not too sure what that means in angel numbers. But I see 23 all the time. 23 and 33. It's 2s and 3s. Alright, and 9s, but mostly 2s and 3s. Alright, the number 23 is significant in the coffee trade for esoteric and practical reasons. Esoterically, the number 23 is heavily associated with the 23 Enigma, a belief that while the number 23 holds great power, possibly equal to that of 8, though unlike 8, 23 is often associated with dark, sinister, or chaotic happenings. Great! Many link the number with Eris, the goddess of strife and discord. I used to say that, like, chaos had a thing for me. That's funny that connects to Eris. That's really funny. Practically speaking, the number 23 is well known in the coffee trade due to the Astoria 23rd Agency. On record, the Astoria 23rd Agency gets its number from how many divisions it has, 23, though this overlooks the division of X-Ray, Yankee, and Zulu. The reasoning is that these divisions are not core divisions of the agency. X-Ray is a third party hired to handle cleanup. Yankee is closer to a 3-letter agency than the 23rd Agency, and Zulu, well, Zulu is indeed arguably its own separate entity. Additionally, the Astoria 23rd Agency recently acquired a 27th Division Ampersand, also known as Astoria branch of the Cafe and Diner. Whew. So, it can be assumed that the Astoria 23rd Agency gets its name from elsewhere, but where exactly? There are 3 predominant theories. The first and most common accepted theory is that the agency is named after its founding date, November 23rd of 1963. The second theory is that the agency specifically leans into the occultism surrounding the number 23. While it can be thought that 23 is tied to discord and chaos, 23 can be thought of as everything as 2 plus 3 equals 5. And 5 is, well, in its own article waiting to be written. The final theory is one that I could not mention in its entirety here for fear that it could be true. While I can say that some consider the number 23 not only tied to Eris, but to a much, much older entity. Okay, now I'm curious, what is 23 tied to? Because I see 23 everywhere. What is after me, bro? What is after me? Okay, Virgo, topside, limbo. Yeah, Great Value coffee is disgusting. But I promise, I'm telling you, the coffee at Menards is really good, and it's like, it ranges. Actually, the price goes up and down. It's somewhere between 15 to 17 bucks. But I mean, even then, 17 bucks for 80 cups is awesome. Really good coffee. They have donut coffee, they have dark roast, they have a light roast. Really good. I definitely recommend. It actually tastes a lot like Folgers. The dark roast and the light roast taste a lot like Folgers, and the donut coffee tastes a lot like Dunkin'. But I actually believe it's Menards brand, but it's so good. You definitely need to try it if you have a Keurig. Favorite chat Discord cat? I believe you, Kill Subs. I believe you. Alright. So, Limbo. I like how short these entries are. Like, they're easy reads. Limbo, also sometimes referred to as the Backrooms. Ah, the Backrooms is in this? It's in the Cafe and Diner? That's interesting. The liminal, or even the behind side, is the largest plane known to exist. That being said, it does not exist within the universe, and is said to be part of the top side. In fact, it is the... Okay, so we're talking about, like, top side and underside. We're talking about, like, the Tree of Yggdrasil, whatever it's called. Like, I can't think of... That's not what it's called. The tree with all the different dimensions in Norse mythology. That's what this is starting to sound like. The different planes. The 9 realms. It sounds like the 9 realms. Anyway. Where was that? Alright, that being said, it does not exist within the universe and is part of... as it is part of the top side. In fact, it is the majority of top side, and the oldest place in all of existence. Before there was a universe, before there was a court of angels, before there was life itself, there was Limbo. Mysteriously, however, Limbo is entirely devoid of life. At least it is assumed that no man or beast lives in Limbo. Though due to its impossible size and non-Euclidean structure, it is impossible to say for certainty. How one ends up in Limbo is a complete mystery, even to the powers that be, as Limbo predates creation. It also supersedes the universal laws, logic, or magic. While the Black Tide is often regarded as the most secure prison outside of the universe, it could be argued that standing up in Limbo is a bleaker fate. What we know about Limbo is that the universe itself seems to utilize Limbo as a sort of error overflow. When things go up that should go down, they might end up spontaneously in Limbo. The only known entity to exist in Limbo is the Bird. Though 2 former Cafe and Diner employees, Nicole Langley and Seth Warren, spent approximately a year in Limbo. Additionally, myself and number 5 had ventured briefly into the liminal to try to retrieve them. From what we saw and were told, Limbo is an endless slide, with showing various empty vignettes of life, both mundane and spectacular. You could spend as long as you like any one scene, but once you leave, you can never turn back. And most notably, if you stare too long in one direction, Limbo's synthetic nature becomes more apparent. Seth described it to me by being able to see past the facade of the universe and into the truth of reality. So it's a simulation, basically what you're telling me? Interesting. Libra, other side, there's quite a few here. Alright, start up with Morningstar. Basically Lucifer. Interesting symbol. The highest plane of the other side, Morningstar, is a realm blanketed in an ever-present luminescence. Although illogical, some claim that Morningstar touches borders with the top side. Is there a Discord for this series, by the way? Just break for a second. Because if there's a Discord or socials that I could follow to actually follow the story, I want to. Because I feel like we're getting the backstory stuff. But I'm just not sure if we're going to actually see the main story through the website. It seems almost like it's just an archive. I mean, we're in the archives, but I mean, all in all, it seems like a backbone story building tool instead of the actual story itself. I don't know. Anyway. Although logical, some claim that Morningstar touches borders with the top side, as it is also possible that Lucifer, the Morningstar's simulacrum, found a way that let light seep in from the top side. Or perhaps, the light in the Morningstar comes from the other side of the flip side sun. The dark side of the flip side's moon illuminating the necropolis, so indeed, we could say the same for the Morningstar. Whatever the case, the light from Morningstar radiates throughout the lower 5 planes of the other side, while bending around the Ouroboros, where no light can enter. Occasionally, light from the Morningstar will even leak into the flip side. This excess light causes a phenomenon known commonly as light orbs, not to be confused with the optical illusion of backscatter. Morningstar is a relatively flat plain with sprawling fields of golden crops and luscious laurel trees. Dotted around Morningstar's domain are gilded marble structures that imitate the topside's likeness, invoking angelic imagery with subtle demonic twists. The most well-known construct of the Morningstar is the House of Heavens, a mythical meeting ground seen only by Lucifer and those closest to her. The cryptids and demons who call the Morningstar their home reside in the shimmering city of Aurora. It is the 3rd largest non-hostile dwelling found in the other side. after the Hollows and the Necropolis, respectively. Aurora resembles ancient Mesopotamian cities, with modern neo-futuristic architecture typical of the other side. The ziggurats and skykeepers are mostly made from pristine white marble, with the odd brass, platinum, and golden exterior or flourish. While Morningstar's light is pure white or soft golden hue, Aurora's neon lights are a sharp cyan. Many non-native cryptids and demons find Morningstar mostly uninhabitable due to the blinding light and burning heat. Specific protection sigils can mitigate the Morningstar's scorching temperatures and dazzling luster, although they are considered complex even by demon standards. Legends have it that those who carry the seal of Lucifer, figure 8, encased within a triangle. Oh, you mean like the coffee place? Yeah. Will find protection in the warmth of the brightest day in our darkest hour. It is unclear if carrying a seal of Lucifer would forever grant safe passage through the Morningstar, or only when the darkest hours are at hand. Still, due to the cafe and diner's history with Lucifer, yep, I guess Todd, we may have workarounds to survive the Morningstar's hostile climate. Interesting. History. Lucifer once lived in the topside along with Bird and his angels, and ancients of the world. So I guess it is the Great Spirit then, because the Great Spirit is synonymous with the Abrahamic creator, so... Yep, the Bird is definitely then. Okay. Lucifer once lived on topside with Bird and his angels and agents of the world. When Bird found out Lucifer was the youngest child of Eve and the devil... they're doing that, where Lucifer's not the devil, but instead it's well, it wouldn't be called Leviathan in this, but the Great World Serpent. The evil before evil. The evil predating creation. They're going with that. The Canaanite legend. Interesting. Lucifer was cast from the top side forever, forsaken to reside on the other side. The banishing of Lucifer had many side effects. Still, the most tangible side effects were creating the Morningstar and Lucifer's key to the gates of hell. Vainglory. Initially, there were only 6 keys to the gates of hell, guarded by the 6 bastard children of Eve in the 6 planes of hell, otherwise known as the Mark of the Beast, or the 666. However, because Lucifer was a child of the devil and Eve, Lucifer had a blood right to guard the gates of hell. It's unclear whether Bird knew this before or after casting out Lucifer, although such an action did act as a permanent tiebreaker between the princes in his favor, with Lucifer typically negating the malevolence of Mammon, Satan, and Asmodeus. Morningstar was the final plane of the other worlds to come into creation as Lucifer pulled at the topside when she fell. It lies in the alt space between the Infernus and below the flip side. For many years, the Morningstar remained uninhabitable, save for Lucifer himself. However, one day a mysterious soul of pure light was born in the ways of radiant light. Then another, and another. It seemed that souls who did not pass on from the topside but held a special or unique virtue would be reborn into the Morningstar. That's interesting. Aurora acts like a quasi-heaven in the semblance of the Abrahamic concept. During the soul accord between the princes, Lucifer would continue to keep virtuous souls in the Morningstar, so long as every 777 years, she would tribute to her siblings. The most chaste souls to Asmodeus, the most temperate soul to Beelzebub, the most charitable soul to Mammon, the most diligent soul to Belphegor, and the most patient soul to Satan, and the most compassionate soul to I think it's supposed to say Leviathan. It says Leviathan. As for the humblest soul, Lucifer would sacrifice them at the altar between to keep the light of the Morningstar aglow. It's a very interesting creation story there. Very interesting backworld. Inhabitants and rulers. The simulacrum of the Morningstar is Lucifer, the demon prince of pride. However, in her absence, the plane of Morningstar has been under the temporary rule of the great king Person. Morningstar also briefly ruled by Mammon, the demon prince of greed, before his imprisonment in gold. Inhabitants of Morningstar include such customers as Mr. Pedro, Mr. Min, Mr. Trigano, Mrs. Shields, and Mrs. Berkeley. They are cryptids and demons of a unique caliber, in that they are mainly harmless and can even prove helpful, such as Mr. Min and Mr. Trigano. That isn't to say there aren't rough customers from Morningstar. Take, for example, Miss Shields, an occasional patron of our establishment. A common theme among Morningstar cryptids and demons is that they're light blue and white coloration and heavily associated with light and angelic qualities. Most Morningstar cryptids and demons remain unknown to us, as they usually aren't a problem, and often don't come to the flip side. That was really interesting. Let's check out Infernus. Why does Libra have so much? We always have so much to say, don't we? We Libras. Infernus. Even the entries are longer. All right, let's check the comments real quick. Right, a lot of Morningstar talk for coffee, right, Floxcat? Good to see you, man. So true though. This is some complicated coffee, isn't it? Yeah, the description of Limbo does sound pretty cool. I agree, Beatrice. I don't know, I'm gonna stay. I may have to actually continue this. I'm gonna start streaming live dives every single Monday, and maybe an additional time throughout the week. But I'm gonna stream till about 6:30 today. So if I don't get done like the next hour and some change, I will pick up next live dive with the rest of this because there's a lot. I'm gonna try to at least get through the Zodiac. I'm hoping. So I'm gonna go ahead and get back to it, but I'm gonna at least get through the Zodiac today. Waiting for Sagittarius. Okay, I'll continue then. I'll keep going. Sorry. All right, the plane of greed and avarice. Infernus is the second highest plane of the other side, and the simulacrum of the demon prince Mammon. Infernus is what might expect hell to look like, with brimstone, fire, and suffering. All metal that enters the Infernus is prone to instant melt or evaporate due to the heat of the infernal engine. The massive beast of metal and steam powers the Infernus and the Morning Star. And Hantar Skald. According to Mammon, the engine is fueled by the ambitions of men, flip side, but our research suggests it is fueled by other unknown means. Due to the engine's heat and all metal melting instantly, the Infernus has large lakes and rivers of molten gold, silver, platinum, and copper. Many foolish warlocks and thaumaturges I don't know how to pronounce that, have attempted to steal the molten metals from the Infernus, only to end up trapped in the Infernus, with no way back to the flip side. Infernus is a carnivorous realm with scraggy peaks and... Let me go ahead and scroll down real quick. Okay. Infernus is a cavernous realm with craggy peaks and deep, dark valleys. There are few structures scattered around the Infernus, and those few structures that do exist in the plane are mechanical and near inhospitable. The structures of Infernus are built with a unique heat-resistant metal alloy, presumed to be orichalcum, due to its Stygian steel color and mysterious properties. Besides the infernal engine, the most well-known figure of the Infernus is the Saelus Divide, a massive ward that guards the other half of the Infernus, known as the Celis, from the Infernus. Celis is the idyllic paradise where any desire is instantly manifested. So it's paradise from Abrahamic belief. Even being near and it's actually near hell, like the Abrahamic belief. Even being near the towering ward allows the desire to manifest into Callus. Unfortunately, the only beings who can overcome the divide and enter into Callus are those who seek nothing at all. Due to mortal nature, it is reasonable to assume no one can cross the divide. The few demons who call Infernus their home reside in one of two places, either the grand and gilded palace of Mammon, or the hidden cavern refuge. You know, there's been times in my life where I actually wanted nothing, but not like I had everything I needed. It's like I was like a low point where like I didn't think about anything. Like I was like, eh. I wonder if I would have been alright at those points, you know? Like I feel like if I was there, I could have crossed that point. Who knows? I'm acting like this is actually something I can go to. Anyway. Where was I? Okay, I'm gonna start at the top. Few demons who call Infernus their home reside in one of two places, either the grand and gilded palace of Mammon, or the hidden cavern refuge that only has the depths. Due to the soul accord, the only demon who arrives in the Infernus are stolen, bartered, gifted, or bought by Mammon himself. His palace, Mausoleum, named appropriately after himself, is a sprawling city in and of itself, styled in the fashion similar to flipside Islamic architecture. It is draped in gold, marble, ivory, and countless gems and jewels. Due to Mammon's own spells, the Mausoleum is protected by the engine's heart, and thus the metals stored there do not melt. On the other hand, not much is known about the depths. Those who escape the palace of Mammon find themselves there, but not even Mammon has been able to find its hidden entrance. Interesting. I even know it exists then. While the Mausoleum may be pleasant, if you are on Mammon's good side, the rest of Infernus is far too hot to be considered inhabitable. It is a few thousand degrees cooler than the Morning Star, and as such, simpler heat warding sigils can and will work. Despite the oceans of gold and silver and towers of rare orichalcum, There's nothing to be gained from the Infernus, as it is considered too dangerous to steal from Mammon. And while the Callus is of interest, it is theoretically impossible to enter. History. Mammon, demon prince of greed, was born to the devil and Eve as one of the 7. So the 7 princes were born of devil and Eve. That's interesting. I haven't heard that mythos before. Early on, he sought what was at the time the highest plane of the other side, the Infernus. He was more than content to lead his older brother fight over the Scald, and as such, his key to the gates of hell, avarice, manifested. It is unclear whether the Callus was always there in the Infernus, or if perhaps that is why Mammon sought control of it. But since Mammon has steady control over the plane of eons, for eons, he has become the default guardian of the Callus and his infinite treasures. Before the Morning Star was pulled down by Lucifer, mortal souls upon death in the flip side would first fall through the Infernus down into the Scald below. But with the creation of the Morning Star and its equally mysterious shadow, mortal souls ceased passing through the Infernus altogether. This led Mammon to demand retribution for his siblings during the Soul Accord, along with receiving the most charitable soul ever, 777 years. Mammon was also free to steal, barter, trade, or buy any soul that interested him without protest or repercussion from his siblings. Inhabitants and rulers. The ruler of the Infernus is and always has been Simulacrum Mammon, the demon prince of greed. While he has spent considerable stretches of flipside years away from his plane, there isn't much there to rule, only to hoard. With no cryptids or demons being naturally born into the Infernus, they tend to be harder to pin down. Infernal cryptids and demons look and act as if they were from other planes because they were. However, Mammon has a special affinity for canines, and as such, is prone to taking them from the Easter called. This includes his favorite customer, Mr. Perez. It is known that cryptids and possibly demons do naturally form in the Callus, such as Mr. Dominic. But being unable to go there, it is impossible to say that other creatures live there. Well, how did he get out of Callus? That's what I'm curious about. If you can get out, you can probably get in. It's just the way to do it is unknown at the moment, it seems like. Unless the things born there wanted nothing so they could cross. Now that's possible. Right, now we've got some kind of weird pentacle with the 8. Alright, let's see what it has to say. Geography. The third highest plane of the other side, and the last of the upper houses, Hunterskald, is a nightmarish realm locked in an endless parade of pain, suffering, war, and turmoil. To most, the Hunterskald is the closest plane to the other side, to the Christian interpretation of hell. While it has many veiled districts and architectures that mimics that of the flipside cities, there's an equal amount of uninhabitable regions comprised of fire and brimstone. Occasionally, materials such as demonic brimstone will find their way into the flip side via cross-dimensional contamination. These rare materials are often sought after by occultists and eccentrics for their presumed magical qualities. The Hunterskald is most likely the largest plane on the other side, and contains at least 9 possible subregions. While many of these subregions remain largely unknown, the more prominent regions are toward the center of the Hunterskald, known as the Vile City. Though the plane overall is very barren, hot, and chaotic, one could think of it as one long stretch of one long stretching war trench burrowed deep within an active volcano. The Vile City at the center of the plane consists of many towering modern skyscrapers adorned in blazing neon signage. The Vile City is the most inhabitable locale of the entire plane, though I wouldn't want to stay there myself. Just outside of the city is the warfield known as Pandemonium. Its miles of trenches, traps, and tragedy are part of Satan's unending war games to find and mold the strongest demons in the other side. The demons who call the Hunterskald their home live in the Vile City or die in the unending death in Pandemonium. A few demons might survive in the chaotic outer regions of the Hunterskald, though they were considered either enemies of Satan or cowards. Demons of the Hunterskald are expected to fight their way through Pandemonium to reach the Vile City, where they are then offered a contract by Satan. If they reject this contract, they are thrown back out to the furthest reaches of Hunterskald. Cryptids, on the other hand, are rare in Hunterskald. Not many cryptids can survive the harsh, hellish landscape. Those who do survive are often quickly hunted for food or sport by the demons. Surprisingly, the Hunterskald might be the plane most inhabitable by humans. Satan made contracts not only with demons, but a select few humans who craved his tremendous and terrible power. These humans are sometimes offered refuge in the Vile City, where they can study under their demon superiors. However, from all accounts, it is not a pleasant or easy life. Yet, because of the sizable human presence, there are many ways one could sneak into and survive in the vile city. Still, the risk of being caught and killed is substantial. History. Long ago, in what many demons consider prehistory, the Hunter Skald was one half of the mighty plane known as the Skald. The Skald, which once occupied the lands untouched by sin, was split in half by the simulacrum of the Hunter Skald. Satan, in an attempt to find the gates of hell, though Satan's attempt to find the gates of hell to free his father, the devil, proved unsuccessful. Splitting the Skald gave him free reign over the upper half and now divided plane. After splitting the Skald in half and stealing his shares from his older brother Beelzebub, Satan began tainting the land with sin. Slowly, the beauty of the Skald faded and was replaced by the Hunter Skald's signature hellish appearance. Satan then continued to mine the Skald's crust for materials to build his mighty city. Though Satan tried to remove all that was natural from his half of the Skald, legend has it that some regions continued to fight back against their new oppressor. The Hunter Wilds are rumored to lie somewhere towards the edge of Satan's plane. He does not even dare to tread there. During the soul accord between the princes, Satan was promised the earth's most vile and wretched souls. Murderers, thieves, and scoundrels are the only souls to naturally find themselves in the Hunter Skald upon their death. Again, in many ways, this could mirror the Christian's ideal of hell. However, the Bible makes no mention of hell-bound souls, vying for Satan's approval and power. Inhabitants and rulers. The rulers of the Hunter Skald are also its simulacrum Satan, the demon prince of wrath. During his recent absence, the Hunter Skald changed hands between Mammon, the demon prince of greed, and the first elder, Cain. Though ultimately, the Hunter Skald was once again ruled by Satan following his return in 2021. The Hunter Skald is home to the unique brand of demons known as boogeymen. Boogeymen, of course, are Satan's most trusted demons. This includes the likes of Mr. Akka, Mrs. Akka, Mrs. Weekend, Mrs. Barons, Mrs. Midnight, and Miss Ouija. The plane is also home to some of the high demons in Satan's good graces, such as Mrs. Pleasant. The Hunter Skald is known for its challenging customers, and they can be considered our usual customers, along with, I'm not sure if the coffee place is good people or not now. They're like demon servers or something. It's interesting. Of course, I did mention they were practicing dark magic because upside down triangle, so kind of foresaw that a little bit. The Hunter Skald is known for its challenging customers, and they can be considered our usual customers, along with Amamonians and Esther Skaldian customers. That was a lot. Ouroboros. Ouroboros, the snake that devours its own tail. Read customers real quick. Read the comments real quick. Now we got customers mad. Mammonius? It's like where Mammon lives. Yeah, it is good music, thank you. Yeah, when they talk about coffee, they're talking about dark magic, Foxcat. It's become kind of obvious now. Waiting for Sagittarius. How far are we from that? Let me see. Okay, we're close. Alright. Geography. The Ouroboros is absolute center of the other side, and is the most enigmatic of the classical other side planes, as demons and mortals cannot enter it without Belphegor's express permission and protection. If a mortal or demon were to enter the Ouroboros, they would become immediately stuck in a paradoxical time loop, effectively freezing them in place forever. What can be observed about the Ouroboros from the outside is what appears to be entirely devoid of light, as if it were a black hole. In fact, its gravitational pull is so strong that all light on the other side bends around the dense Ouroboros, so it is kind of a black hole. From various accounts, the Ouroboros is a plane of exceptional beauty for those who can enter it. It is often described as a sprawling lush garden full of slithering snakes and ancient ruins. There are even few structures in the Ouroboros, though it has often been assumed that there is one central ruin in which Belphegor resides. The most notable structure of the Ouroboros is the Gates of Hell, the barrier between the other side and the prison which holds the devil. The Ouroborean demons who live within the Ouroboros are not known to have a particular dwelling, instead simply living amongst the overgrown plants and dotted ruins. Additionally, the Ouroboros is alleged to be the smallest of the 7 classical planes, with an area roughly the size of Iceland. That is small. Of course, it must also be said that according to various legends, the Ouroboros is the remains of the once mythical Plain of Eden. By some, it is even described as a snakeskin of sorts to Eden. As such, what is known of Eden could very well stand from the Ouroboros, and its description of the splendorous garden does match up, though the accuracy of this claim is still dubious at best. there's an undeniable link between the Ouroboros and Eden. Interesting. History. The Ouroboros is a rather complex plane to assemble a coherent mystery of. It exists cyclically and out of time, and is one of the oldest locations. It is often said that the Ouroboros was the first plane of the other side, though by some accounts, the Skald was first, and the Ouroboros only appeared after the fall of Eden. Though many of the princes of Hell claim to remember the Ouroboros always existing, even before the fall of Eden. Additionally, if rumors are to be believed that Belphegor orchestrated the fall of Eden, the Ouroboros would have existed before, or at the same time as Eden. It's not my place to say what is true and accurate history of this mysterious plane is, but I doubt anyone truly knows beyond Bird and Belphegor herself. Following Eden's fall and the Devil's imprisonment, Belphegor was tasked with guarding the gates of Hell. It is assumed Belphegor was the forger of the keys of Hell, hers being known as Dijection. The remaining keys became soulbound to her siblings, except for Lucifer, until she fell from the top side. Due to the nature of the Ouroboros and the desire to keep people out, Belphegor waived all interest in gathering souls during the Soul Accord. Most recently, the Ouroboros was used to temporarily shift Eden back into existence, though the results were disastrous at best, leaving Eden as a quasi-state of semi-existence. Whoa, that's interesting. Inhabitants and rulers. The rulers of Ouroboros is its Smolcrum Belphegor, the demon prince of sloth. Due to the unique nature of her plane, it has always been ruled by Belphegor, as no other could take her place. While it is true no normal demons, cryptids, mortals, or even elders can enter Belphegor's plane, it is home to the rare breed of demons known as Ouroboreans. All Ouroboreans are the children of Belphegor and share unique blood, known as the blood of serpents. It's the serpent seed. Interesting. Ouroboreans are not elders, though they do exhibit elder-like qualities in that they do not age. Still, they are mortal and can be killed, though it is rare. Ouroboreans range from snakes, dragons, lizards, lindworms, wyverns, and other reptilian creatures. Known Ouroboreans customers include Mr. Kanzai, Mr. 3. Generally, Ouroboreans are friendly and a bit mischievous and lazy. The more fearsome dragon tends to stay within the Ouroboros, assuming they have no immediate reason to leave. There has never been a humanoid Ouroborean documented, though there is another known group of inhabitants to the Ouroboros, the Witches of Belphegor. While Belphegor generally dislikes anyone entering her planes, she does, on rare occasions, make pacts with human mortals to act as her researchers, servants, and confidants. Though being a full witch of Belphegor is not required to enter Ouroboros, it is the most reliable way of getting there. That's interesting. Alright. Esterskald. Easterskald. Let me say Esterskald. Oh, that's an interesting picture. Looks like a spider. Like a weird spider creature. With 2 8s. Ah, I get it. The 8 is actually a 6. It's 6 6. It's upside down 6 and a downward 6. The twin system. Man, they did the research. Then you got the horns of Ishtar. Again, you did your research. Alright, anyway, back to it. Check the comments real quick. Thank you, Astir, but I highly doubt it right now because my voice is cracking. I will try to read it better, though. I just need a second. Yeah, I know, right? This sounds like an awful place, Beatrice. Right? The demon of sloth is everywhere. Demon Prince of Sloth. Slothrock. Does that mean that Slothrock's a demon? Or a demon prince, or related to a demon prince? I could see it. I mean, Slothrock was initially a virus intended to wipe out all technology, and then it kind of fused with an AI. So, I mean, it would make sense. Good to have you, though, Austere. Appreciate you dropping by. Excited to see what you have drawn. Your art is amazing. Okay. Geography. The highest plane of the lower half of the other side, Esterskald, is a land consumed and controlled by flora and fauna. From lush forests to dense jungles. Almost every inch of Esterskald is overgrown, tangled, and twisted in an endless sea of greenery. All structures and dwellings in Esterskald are organic and intertwined with nature. It is theorized by some that the flora and fauna of Esterskald are still directly tied to the flora and fauna of the flip side. That's interesting. As such, it is further assumed that this mysterious connection between the Esterskald and the flip side commonly leads to weak spots in the boundary lines, and the formation of most organic portals, such as fairy circles. While the Hunter Skald is often thought of as the largest plain on the other side, the Easter Skald is not far behind in terms of size. There are 5 distinct regions of Easter Skald: the Everwoods, the Thorn Tangle, the Emerald Shore, the Buzzing Plains, and lastly, the Hollow. Though there are also many local subregions, such as the Haifa Campus, the Mosslands, the Cliffs of Bloat, and the Kruer Cloister. The Kruer Cloister. Hard to say. The Everwoods is possibly the largest region of Easter Skald, encompassing and seemingly endless forest spanning the circumference of Easter Skald. The forest is not homogeneous and varies between temperature, tropical, and boreal areas. The Easter Woods is also the second most inhabited area of Easter Skald. Next, the Thorn Tangle can be found deep in the southern regions of Everwoods, and, as the name suggests, contains countless thorns and thistles, and twisting, tangling vines. It is often more home to the various human witches of the Easter Skald. To the north of the Everwoods, near the cusp between Easter Skald and Hunter Skald, are the Buzzing Plains, a hot, dry grassland with scarce trees but nearly endless supply of flying insect cryptids and exiled demons. The glimmering tropical Emerald Coast is to the far south of the new Everwoods, at the cusp of Easter Skald and Maida. The Emerald Coast is named as such due to the sparkling green bioluminescence, which keeps it alight. Lastly, there is the Hollow, the second largest city on the other side, and the location of Beelzebub's throne. The Hollow is located entirely inside of a massive tree at the approximate center of the Easter Skald. The inside of the Hollow is broken up into various layers of the tree, with the low demons inhabiting the roots, and the middle demons inhabiting the core of the tree, and the high demons inhabiting the top and the branches of the tree. This is as complicated as the Easter Skald hierarchy gets, and often upward mobility in the Hollow is limited only to how much you provide to the Hollow's never-ending feast. While all are welcome to the feast, if one were to steal or otherwise tamper with the feast, they would almost certainly be banished to the Buzzing Plains to be consumed by incessant flying beasts. History. At the creation of the Other Side, then known only as the singular Skald, Beelzebub was there as the second child of the Devil and Eve. He was granted control over the Skald and all that would encompass, and Beelzebub kept the Skald well, allowing life in all forms to flourish and engage in the grand circle of life, feasting and festering. However, this all changed when the younger brother, Satan, split the Skald in half, creating a distinct Hunter Skald and Easter Skald. In the moment of the Great Skald split, Beelzebub's key to the gates of hell, veracity, manifested. Following the soul accord, Beelzebub was granted dominion over the human who died by an act of nature. While this may seem vague on the surface, it relates to the mysterious and inexplainable connections between the Easter Skald and the flip side. Say a tree falls on the human side. Unless the tree itself chose to fall, it is not considered an actual act of nature. In addition to the souls of all humans who die by acts of nature, Beelzebub was granted the majority of non-human souls, filling his plane to the brim with other side flora and fauna. However, a majority stipulation of the soul's accord is that any reincarnated non-human soul, commonly referred to as a cryptid, are free to move through the other side as they please. Even with this stipulation, most cryptids tend to stay in the wild and untamed Easter Skald, indulging in the never-ending feast. Inhabitants and rulers. The ruler of the Easter Skald is and always has been the Simulacrum Beelzebub, the demon prince of gluttony. Beelzebub, along with Leviathan and Lucifer, is often considered the more benevolent princes of hell. As such, Beelzebub does not often leave his hollow, as he is content to rule over the plane in peace. However, Beelzebub often contends with invading boogeymen of the Hunter Skald, and even Easter Skaldian demons converted to Satan's ranks. Easter Skald is overflowing with cryptids, and has its fair share of demons too. Though the cryptids and demons of the Easter Skald vary greatly, and have ranged from Mr. to Mrs., and even Miss. Some examples of customers from Easter Skald include Mr. Frederick, Mr. Daniels, Mr. Pecker, Mr. Patterson, Mrs. Brown, Mrs. Chessman, Mrs. Dewar, Mrs. Herbert, and Miss Eden. The cryptids and demons of the Easter Skald take on prominent animal or plant-like qualities. Alright, Maida. Maida looks like, well, there's a moon and a sun, and this little bug dancing dude He's got one hand up, one hand down, one foot up, one foot down, and a pointy head dancing on an infinity. But also kind of looks like something weird. Let's not stroke that. Okay. Anyway. Geography. The second lowest plane of the other side, Mida, is regarded as the infinite ocean, both in breadth and depth. While the vast majority of Mida is submerged, there's a handful of small islands and ruins that dot the unending ocean. Curiously enough, while the emerald shore of Easterskald is all but pitch darkness, the surface of Mida is actually well lit by an ever-setting sun in the west. Oh my gosh, it's like the freaking place from, it's like the place from, Kingdom Hearts, where all of the nobodies live, where it's always a setting sun, constantly. That's basically what it is. Okay. Like Easterskald's mysterious connection to the flip side, it is well regarded that various pockets of Mida's uncharted waters are connected to various spots on the flip side's oceans, creating organic portals between the two worlds. Surely, an infinite ocean would be regarded as the largest plane on the other side, though Mida's waters are simply recycled in an accelerated water cycle. As such, it's hard to pin down the exact size of Mida. It is believed to be roughly equal to the cavernous depths of the Infernus, though in terms of landmass, all islands and ruins Mida combined are roughly the size of Luxembourg. The only notable island is Asmida, the central island of Mida, and the land throne of Leviathan. Other areas of note are the Tempest, the Coral Garden, the Locker, the Creaking, the Black Needle, and of course, the Black Tide. That's where the Black Tide is. The Tempest is part of the vicious water cycle that keeps Mida churning in a seemingly infinite manner. It is a brutal, unending storm that rotates around all parts of Mida's surface, showering down torrential rain. It is regarded as a location instead of a force of nature, as many of Mida's inhabitants call the Tempest their home, following it from place to place. Next is the Coral Garden, Mida's most peaceful and idyllic region. The Coral Garden is a vast and beautiful coral reef close to the surface of Mida. It is where Leviathan places demons and cryptids he wishes to keep safe from the waters of Mida. Deep below the surface lies the Locker, certainly a play on Davy Jones' Locker. It is where Mida's more fearsome demons tend to thrive. The Creaking is far out into the sea, home to demons and cryptids who can survive both on land and under the water. It is also Mida's largest known dwelling. Somewhere deep within the waters lies the Black Needle, Leviathan's submerged throne, and home of his specially trained demon cryptids and horrors. And somewhere there lies the entrance to the Black Tide, though only Leviathan knows exactly where it is. History. Before the mighty Skald was cracked in half, Mida was the only source of water, existing as a massive lake in the southern region of the Skald. Though when Skald was split, the water of Mida leaked out and formed its own seemingly infinite ocean. In an effort to appease his brother Envy, and as a sign of goodwill, Beelzebub gifted the Mida to Leviathan, the demon prince of Envy, as his own plane to rule over. The act created Leviathan's key to the gates of hell, sorrow. Sometime later, during the Plague of the Pale, God approached Leviathan and asked him to keep a piece of heaven safe within the infinite oceans of Mida. Leviathan agreed on the condition that God would provide Mida with an unsetting sun to match that of the light of the morning star, which hardly reached Mida. In return, Leviathan would keep watch over the hidden pocket of heaven, known as the Black Tide, ensuring it could never be found or opened. It is thought that this very event is what caused Leviathan to join Lucifer and Beelzebub and generally benevolent princes, as he now had something his siblings could never imitate. Still, Leviathan is always, at his core, envious. During the Soul Accord, seeing his younger sister Asmodeus gain control over almost all mortal souls, he demanded the souls of all who die at sea, reasoning he would still get a good share of souls. If denied this request, Leviathan threatened to unleash his horrors upon the Flipside's oceans, ensuring no humans could traverse them. It was enough to convince the other princes to let Leviathan have his way. As such, if you die at sea, you are certain to be bound to Mida in death. Inhabitants and rulers. The rulers of Mida is and always has been its simulacrum, Leviathan, the demon prince of envy. Due to his very important task of keeping both his demons and the Black Tide safe, Leviathan rarely leaves Mida. And, as Leviathan has usually been on good terms with Beelzebub, he rarely has to worry about invading forces from other planes of Asmodeus cannot reach the Mida from Amnon. However, due to the unique properties of Mida, Leviathan is constantly trying to keep his cryptids and demons from swimming into unknown depths. There are many cryptids and demons of Mida, especially seeing as all sea life, Flipside, tends to end up back in Mida. Though due to the expansive nature of Mida's ocean and most humans' lack of gills, very little of it has been seen or explored by the cafe and diner. Still, there are some Midian customers, such as Mr. Harvey, Mr. Hoppy, Mr. Canvey, Mrs. Hillfront, and of course the lovely Little Miss Loveland. Little Mr. Loveland. As you can imagine, cryptids and demons from Mida are aquatic in nature, and have forms ranging from monstrous creatures of the depths to friendly merfolk and talking frogs. Ha! Talking frogs, so we get our buddy. Right, Mida, and last is Necropolis. Move on to Scorpio. There's only one in Scorpio, so. Man, Libra had a lot. This one is, it's either a heart, or an atomic explosion, or a butt pooping out a crucifix or something weird like that. Or, yeah, with an eye. Or a big octopus head dude. See, in actuality, it's the 8, but it's broken. And then, yeah, you put it together, it still makes an 8. It's an 8 split with a Leviathan cross, and the all-seeing eye on the bottom is what it actually is. But, you know, it looks funny. Alright. The final and lowest plane of the other side, and this is hard to say, and Mammon, there we go. A Mammon is a mysterious realm of darkness that houses the majority of human souls after death. Of course, the elephant in the room needs to be addressed. Is it a Mammon or Necropolis? Well, the proper name of the plane in the demon tongue is a Mammon. The Necropolis started out as a settlement of Asmodeus and her demons. However, as humans continued to die, the Necropolis continued to grow, and grow, and grow. It reached such a size and sprawling that a Mammon became simply known as a Necropolis, and that is all there is seemingly there. Either term is correct. The some of Mammon's original inhabitants do not take well to the Necropolis, though they also have a distaste for a Mammon. As mentioned, the Necropolis is the majority of what is in a Mammon. At the center of the Necropolis is Asmodeus' spire, where she once resided along with her highest levels of the court. She, radiating outward from the spire, is roughly 300 rings, each containing a century's worth of demons. Though some rings have merged over time, others have subdivided themselves. Another notable feature of the Necropolis is the labyrinth surrounding the spire, keeping undesirable demons and visitors out. Of course, the Necropolis isn't the only feature of this plane. Outside the Necropolis lies what is known as the Everdark Pits, home to the mysterious and ancient, sable-blooded shadow folk. Little is known about them, or the Everdark's geography, though it is known that somewhere in the Everdark is a sunken throne, upon which King Morbid sits. Anything else would be pure speculation, and better suited to its own receipt. History. By all accounts, the Necropolis of Mammon should not exist. It is situated beneath the unending oceans of Mida, and has no known connection to the primordial Skald, which formed most of the other side. It seemingly appeared out of nowhere one day. That is if you believe only demonic accounts. Upon speaking with shadowfolk, they will tell you that the Everdark, known to them as Is, was there before the Skald. Still, it's unclear what is, how it came to be, and if it is possibly older than the universe, similar to Limbo. Regardless, when the first human soul died, the Mammon made itself known, and Asmodeus, the demon prince of lust, quickly took claim as its ruler. At first, Asmodeus helped the souls that arrived to the Necropolis in their journey to either pass on or reincarnate, to try life on the flip side again. She would send her demons on a path up through the other side, until she reached Morningstar. As more souls flooded in, Asmodeus had a change of heart. Suddenly, she became more interested in hoarding the souls in her plane for power and pleasure. This unexpected hoarding of souls led to the first great conflict between the princes of hell and would later result in the Soul Accord, dividing up where souls would go in the other side. Gone was the Dante-esque journey of redemption for souls, as each demon prince now held tightly onto the demons. Though, due to Asmodeus' mighty army of demons, she walked away from the Soul Accord still with the most demons, getting the majority of human souls who die, with some exceptions. In recent history, the Shadowfolk of the Everdark laid siege upon the spire of the Necropolis, killing Asmodeus and threatening to continue their own conquest through Mida and possibly the rest of the other side. For the time being, the Shadow armies have been kept at bay thanks to the Necropolis' new leader, Black Queen Cole. Is that Cole, Genesis? Black Queen Cole. What? Old King Cole was a Mariel soul. A Mariel soul is who? As we David Cole Jensen, though, it's kind of funny. That's funny. Inhabitants and rulers. The necropolis Amammon was once ruled by its simulacrum Asmodeus, the demon prince of lust, but in her death, it has been taken over by Black Queen Cole, a prodigious magic user from the flip side, chosen by God to keep the shadow folk at bay. At Black Queen Cole's side is the warping demon Warren. Warren sounds familiar too. I think I know these people. The inhabitants of the necropolis include the majority of dead humans turned demons. Cryptids are scarce in the necropolis, though due to the conditions of the soul accord, many pets find their way through their former owners from Easterskald or Maida. Besides the mundane demons who call the necropolis their home, there are also various shadow folk of the Everdark, including Shades, Miasmus, and Pit Dwellers, including Miss Florida, Miss Visago, Mr. Lucia, Mr. Lucia, and in a way, Miss Umbra. That was really interesting. Alright. Everdark in Scorpio, and we're in Sagittarius. And Sagittarius, there is 4. Let's go and do Scorpio. Everdark. Everdark, is this the Everdark from... I can make you care, because it sounds like it. See you in the Everdark. It's a big old smiley face. Like, creeper eye monster. With a little Ishtar crown. The Everdark is an enigmatic realm inhabited by shadow folk, shades, and various umbra entities known as the Pit Dwellers. It lies beneath the necropolis of the Amammon, although it has resurfaced quite a bit in recent years. One might think that the Everdark is merely a subregion of Amammon. It has actually been described as something much older than even the other side itself, and therein lies the mystery of the Everdark and its sable-blooded society. History. The Amammon, later known simply as the necropolis itself, is quite mysterious in its origins. The Amammon is said to exist at the very bottom of the infinite sea of Maida, in the darkest, deepest reaches of the other side. Though, if the Shadowfolk are to be believed, there was a Mammon. There was only... Wait. If the Shadowfolk are to be believed, before there was a Mammon, there was only the Everdark. Though even the name Everdark is a demonic construct. Before there were demons, it was simply known as Is. And so many Shadowfolk, it still is. For a while, it's presumed that the demons of Necropolis lived together with the Shadowfolk of Is. Wizard of Oz, Wizard of Is. As the Necropolis grew, it overtook what was Is until it sunk deeper and deeper into the eternal abyss. Eventually, the few remaining pockets of Is came to be known as the Everdark Pits, often shortening to simply Everdark. And the Shadowfolk who remained grew exceptionally spiteful to the demons of the Necropolis and all that it stands for. Opposition to Asmodeus would later rise in the form of the Morbid King. The Morbid King would wage war against the Necropolis and its demons, eventually shifting the tides of battle by opening the Akgloom and slaying Asmodeus. Though, for the time being, the Necropolis still stands. Now under the control of Black Queen Cole. We just call her Nikki, though. So it's not Arkle. Inhabitants and ruler. The Everdark is undoubtedly controlled by the mighty shadow, the Morbid King. Very little is known about the Morbid King, as the cafe and diner continue to try and stay the heck out of this conflict. The Morbid King's subject and soldiers would be the Shadowfolk, also known as the Sable-Blooded. As you can probably guess, their unique blood defines the Shadowfolk. On the scientific level, it is very comparable to demonic black blood, though Sable Blood does offer 2 unique qualities. Those with Sable Blood can enter into an incorporeal state somewhere between the physical and astral planes, and Sable Blood can overtake someone else's blood, effectively turning them into a shadow. The process of how Sable Blood can turn non-Shadowfolk into Shadowfolk remains a mystery. However, it is known that Hatman, Umbra, was once a human who became a shadow through this unknown process. Not all Shadowfolk are the same, however. In the known varieties, there are Shadows, Shades, Pit Dwellers, Tulpas, Fear Eaters, and Miasmas. Shadows are the most recognizable variety of Sable Blood, as they are generally humanoid entities that can enter into shadow-like state. Shades are another widespread variety of Sable Blood, though they lack any corporeal form and must utilize inanimate objects. Pit Dwellers seem analogous to cryptids. Analogous? I think they meant to say Pit Dwellers seem the same as cryptids in a way that they are more animalistic. Tulpas are similar to Shades, though instead of inanimate objects, they require memories and emotions to exist. Emotion demons, interesting. Fear Eaters seem to only reside in the astral plane, sustaining off the fears and nightmares. Finally, there are Miasmas, which are essentially sable-bloods who are constantly between a corporeal and incorporeal form. Dang, it's interesting. These are really cool. It's a cool world they built. I had no idea it was this freaking expansive. Alright, Avalon. We're in Sagittarius now. Avalon. That's interesting. Looks like that one symbol that's like wakes us up and makes us realize we're in a simulation. It's that symbol, so it reminds me of. I can't think what that's called. But it does remind me of that. Does it kind of like that fancy M, doesn't it? Looks like an elephant to me. The alchemic symbol for sulfur. Yeah, it does look like, doesn't it? It does look like sulfur. It probably is, because it's like, you know, in Pits of Hell and stuff. Oh man, Marceline, sorry to hear you're sick. Hope you're alright. Hope it isn't something really serious. There's a stomach thing going around, is that what you got? I had that a couple days ago. One of the 4 cardinal planes of the Otherworld, Avalon, is often regarded as the calmest of the Otherworld planes. In its appearance, it resembles the British Isles, albeit in a rather fantastical sense. Time's it? Yeah, I got time. Everything in Avalon is beautiful, serene, perfect, and enchanting. The most common feature of Avalon is its boundless fields of glistening apple trees of all varieties. The central area of Avalon is known as the Emain Abalok. This area of Avalon reflects Arthurian mythology and is dotted with pristine castles, charming hamlets, and mysterious forests filled with, of course, apples. Though Avalon is home to many subregions in the form of independent isles, such as the Mag Cuin, the Tier of Thuin, the Mag of Mel, the Mag Fendergot, and the Mag Ildathok. The Mag Cuin, better known as the Calm or Gentle Plain, is a peaceful woodland full of anthropomorphic creatures known as the Critterfolk. Ha, cool. Bordering the Mag Cuin is the Mag Ildathok, also known as the Multicolored Plains or Wonderland. While the non-essential Wonderland isn't the only feature of the Mag Ildathok, it does comprise a large portion of the Multicolored Plains, though it shares its domain with parts of Neverland and Well. I'm still here. Or that. Alright, between the underneath and the Isles of Avalon is the Tier Foe, Thuin, also known as the Land Under the Waves. It isn't exactly clear what myths lie beneath the waves of Avalon, as the Cafe and Diner have yet to reason to venture there. There are also the Magmel and the Mag Fendergot, the Plains of Delight, and Silverwhite. It is presumed that the plains are home to the Fey folk of Avalon, who flutter about causing mischief of Avalon. Mythology. Avalon draws primarily from Celtic and Welsh mythology. However, it does seem to dip into other notable British fantasy, such as Lewis Carroll's Wonderland, Kenneth Graham's Wind in the Willows, A.A.'s Millen Winnie the Pooh, and Winnie the Pooh's there? What the heck? And J.M. Barron's Neverland. It can be assumed that Avalon is the plane of all myth, legend, and fantasy tied to the British Isles. Rulers. Avalon is ruled by the great trio of phantom queens, the Morrigan, with the Grand Witch Morgan Le Fay at their side. It's unclear when and how Avalon came to be under the rule of Morgan and Morgan Le Fay, though there is much to suggest Avalon was once ruled by Arwan or King Arthur. Though both Morgan Le Fay and Morrigan can be seen in the negative light in some myths and legends, they are benevolent rulers of Avalon and have led to continuous peace between the various isles and their inhabitants. That's cool. Alright, Night March? Or Night March? Night March. Night March is interesting. Got like 2 palms, and then like, it looks like maybe Arabic writing a little bit? Not exactly, but it's reminiscent. Reminds me a little bit of how Allah is spelled. But, alright. One of the 4 cardinal planes of the Otherworld, Night March, is considered one of the safer planes, though it isn't without its dangers that lurk outside the light of the everlasting festival. Night March is a plane that exists in a permanent state of pure nocturnal darkness, only illuminated by the monarch parade of at least 100 yokai. Oh cool, that's where the yokai live. Which is like, kind of like urban legends / demons in Japan. The parade occurs in a big continuous loop around Prince Takayasha's castle. Though the parade is not constantly peaceful or orderly march, it can often break out into a bedlam of chaos. It's unclear what exactly lies in the darkness of Night March, outside of the lantern's light. It's also unclear exactly how big Night March is compared to the other planes of the Otherworld. If it is relative to the same size, then it can be assumed there are numerous areas of yokai hidden out in the abyssal expanse. It is also unknown if the whole of Night March is blanketed in darkness, or if there are areas where nocturnal light reaches. From what we have learned from Prince Takayasha, there are part of the Night March controlled by Onis, and other regions made up exclusively of Tasugomi, or discarded objects. While one can venture out into the parade to explore, the parade waits for no one, making it extremely easy to get lost if you lose light of the procession. The only known, consistently illuminated landmark of a Night March would be the Princess Takayasha's castle. The realm of Night March draws exclusively from Japanese folklore, with a primary focus on that of yokai. It is possible that the unexplored areas of the Night March also draw from Shinto, Japanese folklore and figures, and urban legends. It is hard to say what lies beyond the yokai's eternal procession. Rulers. Night March, or at the very least the procession of 100 demons, is overseen by the witch princess Takayasha. It is assumed she came into the position of power by her mastery over frightful and powerful Gashidakuros. Though Princess Takayasha has clearly demonstrated her primary focus only lies within the festival, the yokai who participate in it. This could indicate that Night March is more of a formal ruler, though Princess Takayasha did have control over the Antiki of Night March. Olympus. So yeah, it's like different cultures things. That's interesting. And there's a big Z in the middle, and Omega's Zeus in the chains of Olympus. Yep. Geography. One of the 4 cardinal planes of the Otherworld. Olympus is by far the largest cardinal plane, encompassing the very peaks of Mount Olympus down to the very depths of Synthonic Otherworld. By most accounts, Olympus, the plane, resembles a fantastical representation of the ancient Mediterranean regions with parallels. The most notable landmark is, of course, Mount Olympus, and the realm of the Greco-Roman gods, Olympus itself. There are small wild regions filled with harpies, nymphs, and centaurs. Then, following the river Styx, the underworld can be found, home to the Synthonic gods and their respective creatures. Another region presumed to exist somewhere in Olympus would be the prison of Tartarus, home to the Forsaken Titans. Though where exactly Tartarus remains hidden for now. It can be assumed it lies somewhere beneath the underworld, though when the Cafe and Diner last visited the underworld, there were no signs of the fabled prison. Additionally, all known ways into Olympus led to the underworld instead of Mount Olympus itself. As of yet, there are no known ways to escape the underworld, and as such, the Cafe and Diner have never seen the upper part of Olympus. Mythology. Olympus draws from mythology from Greco-Roman mythology, including the Titans, gods, demigods, heroes, and creatures. It can also be theorized that some other Mediterranean myths and legends shape Olympus, but without being able to leave the underworld, the full extent of Olympus mythology remains unknown. Rulers. The current ruler of the underworld and the Olympian pantheon is Nyx, the goddess of night. It is unclear how Nyx came into power. That is interesting, though there have been rumors that Zeus is currently trapped in Tartarus for unknown reasons. Still, there seems to be little upset at the rule of Nyx amongst the other gods and goddesses. That is really interesting. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh is apparently here. It's funny. Alright, and last is Elfhelheim. That's cool looking. It's like the Wheel of Time. It's got all your representations of like ages and things. And then you got a sideways triangle playing forward time. Pretty sure that is representative time. Anyway. Of the 4 cardinal planes of the Otherworld, Elfhelheim and the 8 realms is often regarded as the most dangerous cardinal plane. Similar to Olympus, the name Elfheim encompasses more than its mythological counterpart. Elfhelheim compasses itself in the realm of Asgard, Hel, it's Norse, I thought it was Norse, Hel, Jotunheim, Muspelheim, Nettleir, Niflheim, and Venelheim. The 8 realms are separated by 8 impassable, ceaseless blizzards. I guess it's different then, because I was using that as reference earlier. It's just maybe it's a mirror of the underworld? Anyway. The only way to enter Elfhelheim is crossing the Bifrost from the flip side. The Cafe and Diner have never been able to get to Elfheim, the realm of elves. Elfheim is a pleasant region surrounded by thick pine forest and dotted with small elven towns. If one ventured too far into the forests, they would quickly find themselves in the frosty frenzy, which keeps the other realms separate. While the cafe has not seen the other realms personally, in mythology, Asgard is typically depicted as a fortified celestial realm protected by Thor. Hell is generally thought as a cold, dark, and gloomy place. Jotunheim is usually thought of as Cold Mountains region, the home to the giants. Muspelheim is a blazing hot realm filled with beasts of fire. Nevelhir is a carnivorous realm home to the Forge Master Dwarves. Cavernous realm. It's a cavernous realm home to the Forge Master Dwarves. Niflheim is a misty land of snow and ice, and possibly is the frigid and barren icy waste surrounding the other 7 realms. And finally, the mysterious and enigmatic Vanaheim, home to the Vanir. Little is known about it, even in mythology. Niflheim is the plane draws from Norse and Scandinavian mythology. The little of Elfheim is known. It could be possible that other regions of Elfheim exist, and draw from classical German fantasy, such as the works of the Grimm brothers. Elfheim and other 7 realms are ruled by none other than the Lord of the Frenzy, Odin, though it is unclear how far his rule reaches, especially in regards to Vanaheim. Interestingly enough, only the otherworld planes of Elfheim is ruled by typical mythological counterpart. Alright, Capricorns, that one is unclickable. Still lost in the stars. Alright, next is Aquarius. And then Pisces, which is also unclickable. So the last thing we got is Aquarius. Let's go ahead and do the last 3 in Aquarius. And we'll see what we got after that. Beverages, Baltimore, and Detroit. Okay, beverages. We got coffee with cream, hot chocolate, orange juice, green tea, ice water. Corpse Reviver, apparently. Okay. Snake oil. It says... Daiquiri, yeah. Mocha, chili orange cocoa, citrus tea, ice green tea, Corpse Reviver on the rocks. Okay. Apple juice, Amazok, Icker, mead, red wine, London fog. Actually, it's like a fog, it's weird. And old fashioned. Through the history of the cafe and diner, many code words have been used to the planes of the otherworld and beyond. In the first cafe, using hours of the day was common to represent planes. In the second cafe, breakfast foods, with a weird fixation on eggs, were typically used. It was not until the brilliant mind of number 161, previously employee 4121, came up with the idea of naming locations after drinks. The original drink menu of the third cafe consisted only of the 7 classical planes of the other worlds. There was white tea, hot chocolate, red tea, electric daisy, green tea, ice water, and black tea representing Morningstar, Infernus, Hunterskald, Ouroboros, Esterskald, Maida, and Necropolis Amammon, respectively. The drink menu would later be updated after the cafe crisis to get all of the employees on the same page and to incorporate the new planes of the other world and beyond. The new drink menu can be broken into 4 categories: other side crisps, otherworld, and just plain other. Drinks on the other side. There's what they represent. Coffee with cream is Morningstar, hot chocolate is Infernus, orange juice is Hunterskald, snake oil is Ouroboros, green tea is Esterskald, ice water is Maida, Corpse Reviver is Necropolis. Makes sense. There's like cusps. Mocha is Morningstar Infernus Cusp, chili orange cocoa is Infernus Hunterskald Cusp, citrus tea is Hunterskald Esterskald Cusp, ice green tea is Esterskald Maida Cusp, Corpse Reviver on the rocks is Maida Necropolis Cusp. Drinks of the other world. Apple juice is Avalon, Amazaki is Night March, Icker is Olympus, mead is Elfheim, red wine is the last plane, London fog is Eichelgloom. Other drinks. Daiquiri is Eden, and old fashioned black tide is Elders in General. Black tide Elders in General. Okay, next is Baltimore. So we're in the archive hub. Yeah, we were still at the very bottom. We'll come back to that. Alright, and we're in Baltimore. Okay, it's just a short entry, so we'll go ahead and read that. September 7th again, Aquarius. One of the most common code words throughout all incarnations of the cafe and diner is Baltimore. To say something is Baltimore is to say that something is publicly known. To say something will go to Baltimore means it will become imminent danger or becoming public knowledge. When customers are seen in and around Baltimore, the publicly known names will be needed. For example, one could say, Mr. Pears was last seen in Baltimore. This would mean Chupacabra. Another possible usage would be, we decided to take the cafe to Baltimore, meaning the cafe and diner will be found or accessed easily on the surface web. Baltimore is not necessarily the same in diner knowledge, which might still err on the side of esoteric to the average tourist. When something is Baltimore, it's something that can be easily found online. For example, Mr. Cold's Baltimore trip would be Indrid Cold. However, recontextualizing into diner speak, Mr. Cold by another name would be asking for something more along the lines of Zuzixtum, Indrid Cold's true name, and of course, cafe speak will be looking for Indrid Cold's truer name, and anything diner, and would be his truest name. But for the purpose of Baltimore, it'd be something that could be found via a quick trip to your library or internet search online. Of course, extrapolating a customer's name into a searchable query will be filled with other contextual clues. History. The term Baltimore was coined by none other than the original owner himself. The original owner was born in Baltimore, Maryland in 1967. It's unclear why the original owner used Baltimore to mean public knowledge. However, some have speculated that the original owner felt it was where his own Baltimore name went to die. It could also be the Baltimore encases the word alt, short by alternative, although it is similar to other code words coined by the original owner as it is to the real flip side location like Ottawa, Quebec, and Detroit. Alternative forms: Baltimore, Balt, Balts, Balts, Balmore, or Alt. Alright, Detroit 72. A quick way to know that the coffee isn't boiled over is when things go to Detroit 72. To say that things are or have gone to Detroit 72, or even just 72, is to say that the worst case scenario has happened. Often Detroit 72 is used more as a warning that things can go wrong. Not that necessarily have yet. It is often used as a shorthand to express oncoming danger or peril that could result in death or worse. For example, one could say, we need to clear our schedules, things could go 72 on us, meaning we need to be ready for the possibility of employee dying or worse. Another example post-danger would be, things went Detroit on its back there, meaning someone just died or worse. Things going to Detroit 72 is not the same as putting on the neons or closing the cafe. Instead of a tangible reaction to a threat, things going to Detroit 72 are often in the hypothetical or existential sense. At any time, anywhere, things can go to Detroit 72, but that isn't a good reason to always have the neons on or the cafe closed. History. The term Detroit 72 was coined by the original owner of the cafe and diner. It is a very personal term to him, as his parents died at the hands of Miss Cadillac in, you guessed it, Detroit, Michigan in 1972. This event would spark an interest and obsession with the other side in the coffee trade for the owner. It is also part of the... sounds like Batman. He's like supernatural Batman. It is also part of what shaped his unending optimism in life, because, to him, nothing could be worse than what happened in 72 Detroit. Alternative forms: 1972, 72 Detroit, Detroit 1972. Year Zero Archive. The first year of what would become the Cafe and Diner, following the True 8, his trusted associate, and his amour, as they start setting up shop in the outskirts of Long Beach, California. Something isn't quite right, but that's alright. Bundle up, stay warm, and always remember to smile. You're on camera. Oh, that's great to know. I'm on camera. I'm great. And that is a world serpent crossing through. Maybe Leviathan. Not really sure. Because Leviathan's kind of different on here. Right. Sequence 2 archive. There's nothing to click here, is there? No, it's just this. They're really short. Due to temporal tampering by the flickering Olympian trickster Dolos, the Cafe and Diner was shifted out of the doomed cycle. While most of the events here did not actually happen, at one point they certainly did, and later... Gosh, there's time travel here too, in different alternative realities. And later, they also most certainly did. Or did they? Well, that didn't go how it was meant to. Another time around should set the record straight. Yep, they're stuck in a loop. And then there's the blogs. We're not going to do that today. We're going to do the blogs and the rest of the archive next time. Whew, man, that was a lot of reading. That was a lot of reading. That was fun. I love this mythos. This is cool. This is like almost as deep as The World Reached, but it's like one series. That's crazy. We didn't even get to start the story. I feel like the story's actually here in the blogs. We gotta do the blogs and the rest of the archive to actually get the story. But now we got the backbone. That's important. It's definitely gonna need to have part 2. But in part 1, we got the backbone. We got the associates. We got why they're here, we got what the code names are, we got some of the codes, and we know that when they're referring to coffee, they're referring to the Dark Realms, they're referring to the Afterworld, the flip side. So, interesting story. What do you all make of it? I like it a lot. I think it's cool. Right, Marceline, this ARG is freaking huge. It's insane. I've never seen one this big by one person. Wish I could stay longer. I wish I could stay longer and do games, but fortunately I've got some other things I gotta do today. Like I said, Mondays from now on, every Monday at 3:30 we're gonna have a live dive. Every Monday from now on. I don't know if we might have some extras during the week, and we'll definitely have a game night sometime during the week, depending on what my schedule looks like. So sometime this week we're gonna have a game night. We're gonna play Jackbox and some other games like that. Maybe play Among Us, and if we got time, maybe start playing some Resident Evil 7, try to finish that up. Because I completed 1/3 of it, I still got 2/3 left, and I do definitely want to complete it. That game's freaking fun. And I'm actually able to now. I've got a Win 3 to play the games, and I've got an Xbox Series X to play the rest of the games now, so I'm all set up. My computer couldn't handle it. Unfortunately, my computer only has like a 900-something GPU, it's like baby GPU. But I've got a like 3,000-something GPU hooked up here that I can hook the Win 3 into, and the Win 3's got a pretty good GPU in and of itself. And CPU, and then of course Xbox Series X, if you know the specs for that. So I'm definitely ready for many fun game nights. And of course I got my Nintendo Switch so I can play Pokemon and Mario too. I really want to play through Mario Sunshine. That game is so freaking ridiculous and weird, but I love it. Closing thoughts, we got the background. I don't really want to have to give a... Basically they're exploring and dealing with otherworldly things regarding the realms of the afterlife. That's what this series is, it seems like. I came into this with someone telling me this was about Mothman, and Mothman may be included, but this is definitely not just Mothman mythos. There's so much more to this. It's very interesting. Cannot wait to continue diving into it and finish it up. I'm going to try to do it, and hopefully the next live dive we have, I'll be able to go longer, and we'll be able to finish it up. But I had fun. I was glad to get back into the game. I missed the lives. I missed you all. Thank you all so much for stopping by, hanging out. And we reached the goal, so I get to sing another song. Yeah, before I go, let's vote. Let's have a pre-vote. I'm going to have a vote on Twitter, probably. Let's have a pre-vote for song titles that I will sing next. You all get to choose. Just throw out some song titles, and we'll add it to the ballot. But thank you all again for hanging out. Thank you so much, MC Darfer, Marceline. Thank you, Katie, for the donations. I really appreciate it. It does help me out a lot. It helps me out a lot with getting things together. It helped me be able to get all the stuff for the snow cone thing. Probably... I was going to do it today, but I'll probably have to do that tomorrow. Maybe. Or Wednesday. Probably Wednesday. For the patrons. We're going to hang out, play some games, talk about some stuff, and eat snow cones. But yeah, I've got some trips that I've been planning. It helped me with that. It's helped me with the equipment, helped me get my microphone, my camera, the rest of the equipment. So it really does make a big difference for me. And it allows me to be able to do what I love to do. So thank you all so much. And again, thank you for helping me reach the like goal, which was helped by the donations to get to the next song, because I want to sing, but I'm scared to sing, but you all inspire me to sing, so thank you for that. Oh, Ash Black, okay. It says the blog is entirely supplementary to the story. The archives are the story. I've read the archives before, looking at the blog too heavy. Okay, so I'll continue with the archives then. The archives is the story. Thank you. Good to know. Yeah, Samantha, I don't remember most of it either. I'm gonna have to go back. Well, I do actually, I bet it's like processing. I'm gonna have to go back and give like an overview of things. But I will do that next episode, Samantha. Yeah, Flox, I think it's pretty interesting too. Among Us, yes. Do you have golf with your friends? No, but I can get it. Is it on Steam? Or is it like a PC thing, like from another site? More Pokemon? Do you want me to sing Pokemon, or are you just saying more Pokemon, like play Arceus and stuff? Play Pokemon Go with like just different Pokemon titles. Yeah. I'll post to the Discord. I'm gonna do the 3. I'm gonna do Discord, Twitter, and YouTube polls. It's on Steam. Okay, cool. I'll grab it. See you, Esther. Hope you have a great day. Good luck with all the infinite projects you're working on. Okay, Ash Black, thank you. I will definitely stick with the archives first then. Yeah, it felt good. It felt really good to be back live again. I really did miss you all a lot. Y'all make my freaking week. I feel like the YouTube videos are just like the things I work on, and I feel like lives is like us, you know? It's nice. Play Pokemon? Yeah. Sing the... No, dude, I can't... Dude, you've seen me try to speak other languages. I cannot speak other languages well at all, for some reason. I would not like to sing a Japanese song, thank you. We're just wrapping up... We're just wrapping up Eve Ghost, but we'll be coming back to it. I'm gonna do a part 2, because there's a lot to it. I'm glad you made it, though, at least for part of it, and you get to hear that we're gonna have a part 2. And we met our goal. We met our goal of 50 likes. We didn't actually get 50 likes, but the donations count as extra likes. So we actually got to the point where I get to sing another song. We're trying to decide on what song I should sing. Try to sing in Polish? No, Marcely, no. What are you trying to do to me? You're gonna get me in trouble, my lady. Okay. Alright, I'll let you know, Samantha. I hate YouTube alert. I hate YouTube notifications so much. You know what? I think you have... Yeah, I'll send you a DM on Twitter next time. For the second part, so you'll know. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll send you a DM on Twitter. Eve Ghost. Woo, I know, I'm like 50 away, like 50 something away. So close. So close to 2K subs. We need to do something special for that. I feel like we should just like... I feel like I should dress up as Sloth Rock in public and just harass people. We reached 2,000. I think that'd be fun. What do you think? Alright, well, I'm just gonna put up some songs that I like, or that it's in my range. There's some Damon Albarn songs that are definitely in my range. We almost have the same singing voice. Like my actual singing voice, not me trying to sing somebody's style. It's very close to Damon Albarn's style. So I'm going to go through some old Damon Albarn songs. I have a pretty close vocal pattern to Sid Matters. Actually, Sid Matters, Nathan Barnett, and Damon Albarn are all in my range. So I'm just going to go through some songs and just put it up that way, I guess. Since I'm not getting any suggestions. I'm going to wait a few seconds. Nah, I mean, I've been Sloth Rock in public before, Vlogs. It's not that big a deal. Another dad bop. I could go ahead and do the one that everybody's been waiting on for like 2 years that I just never did. I could go ahead and do Dead Bod next. It's a parody of Dad Bod. Dead Bod for Ara. It's about Ara eating carcasses, basically. Ara would be featured in it. We'd have Ara in it. Ara and Hootie. You want to do that for the song then? I mean, I don't need to vote for that. I'll do that. We'll do Ara and Hootie and Dead Bod. Me sing Dead Bod. I could be singing Dead Bod like on the side on the green screen. I have to get my microphone stuff set up down there, but I could like be singing. Actually, I could use the wireless mic. It sounds pretty good. And I could just sing it down there, and then I'll be in the corner, and then these guys will be doing stuff. We'll do that, Dead Bod. Alright. I'll look into You Know My Name from Casino Royale. I'll look into that. I don't know that song. But I think we should do Dead Bod this time. And then, yeah, let's do Dead Bod and we'll do that one next time. Sounds good to me. Alright, well, I'll see you guys. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Thank you all for everything you do. Thank you for supporting me for all this time. Thank you for being patient during that month-long break after my computer crashed, where I had to redo a lot of stuff. I know it's been exactly a month since I last streamed. I'm sorry about that dead space. But I'm definitely bringing it back. At least once a week. With regular videos, Backrooms, Umami, Gorillas, all a bunch of different kinds of fun videos, and of course the bi-weekly Asterian Grimoire. So, thank you all. Love you all. I will see you in the next one. But until then, keep your eyes try to get it on time. But until then, keep your eyes wide open and never stop reading. I'll see you all. And I didn't have the outro set up yet. Excuse me as I struggle to finish this.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Now I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my patrons and channel members. Thanks to you, I'm able to do what I love. CNK114, Investigator Zeus, Dobby's Music,
Jevra Mullins,
Free Spirit Katie,
MC Darfer,
Vexus, Agnieszka, Granny Monster, Nightmare Luna, Practical Necromancy, and Archer. Really, thank you so much for everything you do.